The following is a presentation of Husker Radio Sports. Your exclusive home for North Platte St. Patrick's Athletics is right here on 1240 AM, 1061 FM, KODY. You can also hear all the action at www.huskerradio.com or on the KODY mobile app, available for free in the Google Play or the App Store. Now let's send it to the voice of the Irish, Tanner Struckman.
Welcome back to another Football Friday night as the North Platte St. Pat's Irish are back at home, this time to wrap up the regular season, believe it or not. North Platte St. Pat's, Perkins County, closing out the 2022 regular season. Where has the time gone? It's a week away from playoffs. That's where we're at. Tanner Struckman, glad to be with you. Thrilled on a Thursday night. It's a rare Thursday night for the St. Pat's Irish as they get Perkins County this evening, and it should be a good one. St. Pat's 7-0, Perkins County coming in 5-2 on the season. We welcome you in on KODY 1240 AM 1061 FM, HuskerRadio.com, live video at HuskerRadio.com as well. Welcome our viewers in as welcome to beautiful Knights of Columbus Field. Field's in great shape still. It's up. Pretty darn nice night. This is a good football Friday night. I mean, if you're looking for fall football weather, you've got it right here in North Platte. Little windy. It's dying down, though. I don't think that's going to play a huge impact on this game. We're 61 degrees currently right now. It is your quick stop pregame show just around every corner. Fast, easy, and convenient with 6 locations throughout North Platte. Also locations in Ogallala, Hershey, Grant, and Imperial. On the road everywhere. It is quick stop. Again, the Irish 7-0. They're coming off of a bye week, though. They haven't played in 2 weeks. This is rare. You don't get a lot of bye weeks. They haven't had these in years. And so it's the first time in a long time they've taken a week off. Came at a good time, though. Felt like they needed to get healthy. They'd been banged up a little bit. Their roster had been fallen a little bit. Of course, they've lost some season-ending injuries. They're still going to be without Jackson nicely tonight, but they're getting him healthier, closer to being back. And so I think that was a well-timed bye week for the Irish here. One game, and then boom, playoffs will begin next week. Irish are already in the playoffs, but there's a lot to be had for a seed here tonight. Meanwhile, the Perkins County Plainsmen 5-2. Tanner Collins has got this program rolling. 17 wins in 3 years. He's taken them to the playoffs. Of course, last year they went to the D1 quarterfinals, and they're hoping they can make a little run here in Class D1. They'd like to host a playoff game. I think a win here gets them that. A loss still gets them into the playoffs for sure. They're coming off of a win last week, 24-18. 2 really close games. In D1, I tell you one thing I've learned in 8-man football, there's not a lot of close games. Perkins County's played 2 back-to-back. They lost 2 weeks ago in double overtime to Sandhills Valley. They then followed that up with a 24-18 win over Maxwell last week at home in a game that they were missing quite a few of their starters, and so they escaped the win there at home, and now they're on the road here to take on your St. Pat's Irish. It's all coming up. You're listening to the Quick Stop pregame show from Knights of Columbus Field, a special Thursday night game for North Platte, St. Pat's, and Perkins County. We welcome any listeners, viewers back in Grant and across the state of Nebraska to dialing up this D1 final game of the regular season football game. Again, St. Pat's, Perkins County on the way. We'll take a break on our Quick Stop pregame show. We'll come back and hear from the head coach, Kevin Dodson. We'll recap that game a little bit 2 weeks ago against Maxwell and their bye week, and then preview the matchup with the Perkins County Plainsmen. It's all coming up. You're listening to high school football on Husker Radio's KODY and online at HuskerRadio.com.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance.
For a no-hassle quote, see local Shelter Insurance agents Pete Voles or Brent Rocco in North Platte today.
North Platte welcomes Hilton True Wide's newest brand, True Hotel. You'll be greeted by their spacious lobby and friendly staff. Play a game of pool or relax on the patio by the fire pit with your favorite beverage from the well-stocked pantry, including wine and beer. Enjoy a state-of-the-art 55-inch television in your room and complimentary hot breakfast buffet. Earn and redeem Hilton's Honor Points. Book your True Guaranteed Best Rate at Hilton.com. The True by Hilton at exit 179 just off I-80 North Platte.
Used to be an old drive-through. Stop in now, get something new. Joe and Gretchen will show you the light. With our used cars, the fun won't stop. The prices are right, the mileage is low. It's a no-pressure sale. Come find your dream set of wheels at Switch customers and their family and friends.
This is Trey Wasserman with TD Angus at Rishel Ranch. Join us at our annual bull sale on March 17th, 2023 on St. Paddy's Day, where we sell 400 Angus bulls. Look us up on Facebook or tdangus.com. Go Irish.
Welcome back on our Quick Stop pregame show. Coach Kevin Dodson with us here as the North Platte St. Pat's Irish look to close out the regular season here with Perkins County. We'll take a look at the Plainsmen next. But, Coach, let's back up. 2 weeks ago, you had a win over Maxwell, 67-16. Got down 8-7. First time you've trailed all year on a big passing play, but then you responded, and I'll give you guys credit. They responded pretty well, and you were able to open that one up. But a little adversity early in the game.
Yeah, and I think that's good for kids to experience that. I thought, we had a couple breakdowns on that play, and but I thought the kids rebounded fairly well and played a lot better after that opening drive that Maxwell had. And, I thought overall, our effort was good. Our execution was good. And, we were happy with the result.
Coach Braithwaite certainly extended his job as a coach with 3 special teams touchdowns. I mean, that doesn't happen too often. No,
and that's about as excited as I've seen Coach Braithwaite in a long time. He let us know he was back as a special teams coordinator. And, no, that was fun. Jackson Roberts had a nice punt return there where he broke quite a few tackles, made it to the end zone. And then on the second punt return, beautiful wall. The guys did a great job executing that wall, setting that up. And then, of course, we had a kick return for a touchdown. So 3 special teams touchdowns in one game. That's kind of unheard of and provides you an awful big advantage.
I'd be remiss if I didn't mention you got Sam Scholes a reception.
Well, yeah, Sam's been working that angle since this summer, Tanner, and so he was looking more maybe for a center pass, but we created that. We saw that. I can't say we created that. We stole that from Hemingford. We saw that on film, and they had ran it, and we thought that'd be a good opportunity to get a guy like Sam a little play time there, and I thought he did a nice job. I'll be honest with you, I was a little shocked that he caught the ball.
I was going to say, when I went back and watched it, I thought, this is a little more traffic than I remembered it. That was a nice catch. So 67-16, and then you go into a bye week, which is rare. I think you had one 2 years ago for COVID, but true bye week, I don't know the last time you had it. 11-man, you haven't had it in a long time. So what'd you do?
Well, we gave him Monday and Friday off. The kid's been going awful hard since summer and August 1st when two-a-day started. So, we went a couple days off and pretty light on the other 3 days. We did take an opportunity to have a little fun one of those days. Linemen did skilled drills, and the skilled guys did lineman drills, and just to give them an opportunity to see what the other side's doing. Of course, then you get a bunch of linemen that believe they're fullbacks and I-backs and quarterbacks now. So we've had to temper that a little bit here moving forward. But no, it was a fun week. I felt like we got some good rest. We were able to heal guys up a little bit, and I think they're hungry. They're excited to get back at it and compete again.
Timing, I think you talked in the beginning of the season, you kind of liked it where it was. It's a grind to get to this point, but now you get a 2-week opportunity to heal up. Right before you're a week away now from the playoffs. Yeah,
and to have that time to prepare for a team like Perkins County too, that extra time. They're a formidable opponent, and we thought this is a good time for us to just kind of sit back, do a lot of mental work on that game, and preparing the kids for what we're going to see.
North Platte St. Pat's wraps up the regular season with Perkins County. Take a look at the Plainsmen after this.
Like our St. Pat's Irish sports teams, life can come at you hard and fast. When it does, and you need a lawyer, give me, Marty Trushinsky, a call. I'm happy to have an initial visit with you at no charge. I've been handling criminal cases, civil disputes, and general legal matters here in North Platte for over 30 years. Let's work together to find a common-sense solution to your legal matter. Visit my website at troshlaw.com or give me a call at 534-4837. And go Irish!
Find your favorite beverages at Quick Stop with fountain machines with flavor fusion shots, alligator ice slushies, 8 varieties to choose from, gourmet 100% Arabica house blend, and exclusive Seattle Buzz coffee. And for real shakes and smoothies. Pick up your Quick Rewards card today and start saving. Members enjoy rollback prices at the pump every Tuesday and Thursday. Quick Stop with the lowest beer prices in town and happy hour twice daily, and we never close. Quick Stop with 27 locations open 24/7.
When it comes time to honor the life of your loved one, it's all about the relationship. Adams and Swanson Funeral Home will help you celebrate that bond with assisting you and your family with all services, ceremonies, grief support, and pre-planning. Learn more by visiting adamswanson.com or by calling 532-2044.
Hosting a get-together, event, or party? Use Occasions in North Platte, the area's event venue for gatherings of up to 55 people inside with a beautiful outdoor patio as well. Occasions is where you want your event held. Call Allison at 534-2533 or Mike at 227-2602 to book today. Parking your RV, boat, jet ski, or camper? Park it at MDN LLC Storage. Conveniently located at North Lake Road, MDN LLC Storage is safe and secure with gated pin-pad entry and security cameras monitoring 24/7. Call Faith at 532-1332 or Mike at 227-2602 to get your spot.
We're back with Coach Kevin Dodson. Coach, you get Perkins County. First time in a long time you've played them. I know they were a team that they were on the season back when they were 11-man, seemed like every other cycle or so. There were some playoff games, it looks like, in your history with them. But it's been some time since you got in the Plainsman. I'm sure this is a fun one to get back on the schedule.
Yeah, it's another conference opponent and a team that we haven't played for quite a few years. And so as I've shared before, I go back to when I began coaching here in 1999. A lot of these teams that we're playing this year were on our schedule at one point in time. And so it's nice to renew those opponents, get them back on the schedule, especially when it's a conference team who's also a district opponent. And Perkins County has been a real solid part of football in Nebraska. They've won a number of state championships. They have a great tradition, and they've always represented the SPVA in a positive manner. So we're excited to get this game back on the schedule, and it's going to be a challenge for us.
Coach Tanner Collins got his group out to 5-2. He's had good success in 3 years, and they've got a good. First off, the roster size is solid. It might be the biggest you've seen. I think 33 on the roster, which is it's a good group of athletes. It's when healthy, this team's pretty darn good.
Yeah, absolutely, and they've got good size too, Tanner. So they've got guys up front that move well, have good size. They complement that with some good speed in the backfield and good skilled guys. And so offensively, they can create some problems for you. Defensively, I think they're pretty aggressive and do a nice job of getting to the ball. And so this is going to be a team that prepares us well for going into the postseason. And I hope that we're able to go out there and compete for 4 quarters with them.
I was going to say, it's probably the biggest line you've seen for sure.
Absolutely. And when they're all healthy. We haven't, it's been a while since we've seen their full line on the field at one time. I know last week they had a number of guys on the sideline. If we don't understand or don't know the status of those players, but we're preparing for all of them to be healthy and ready to go versus us.
Multiple offense. I mean, throughout the year, it sounds like it's changed.
Yeah, when they started the season, they were a little bit more spread the field and get their skilled guys into open spaces. And now, in the last couple games, we've also seen close their splits up, run kind of a wing T look and some power football with some option mixed in with it. And so, we've got to be very prepared for both those looks. And I think Coach Oftenkamp's done an outstanding job of creating a game plan to face both those defenses. And we could see them every series. We could see them every other play. And so I think our kids are ready for that, and they have been prepped well for the formations they're going to see.
They don't throw the ball a ton, but that's certainly a part of their offense. You don't throw it a whole lot. The wind, it might knock down your 1 attempt to 0, huh?
Well, you've called Irish football long enough, Tanner. You know that we want to throw the ball or run the ball. And when I do throw the ball, there's times where I feel like I've spent the entire game calling pass plays, and we get done with the game, and I've thrown it 5 or 6 times. So I think that's just kind of how I'm built. Our kids do execute the passing game well when they need to. They're confident in that part of the game, and so we like to rely on the run.
North Platte, St. Pat's, Perkins County, and obviously going into playoffs, you're pretty well in, but there's a lot on the line. There's not a whole lot to gain in that you're number one right now, but there's a lot to lose.
Yeah, and we want to play well. You want to go into the playoffs feeling good. You want to go into the playoffs with momentum, and so this is an important game for us. It's for an outright district title, and that's important to us too. That's a goal that we wanted to achieve at the beginning of the season. So that goal's right there for us to take, and we want to go out and perform well.
Best of luck, Coach.
Thank you.
We'll continue pregame right after this.
A proven track record of success. It's what you expect, and that's what you get from Lindemeyer Law Office of North Platte. With more than 130 years of combined legal experience, the attorneys at Lindemeyer Law Office have handled it all with personalized and aggressive representation both in and out of the courtroom. Attorneys Robert Lindemeyer, Amanda Spikert, Kent Florum, Shantae Durham, and Kent Turnbull are ready. Having the right experience in court is critical. Call Lindemeyer Law Office at 308-534-6740 or visit flatrocklaw.com.
Floating in a livestock tank down Nebraska's waterways. Carhenge, North America's largest man-made forest. The only state where every home and business is served electrically by locally owned public power utilities. These things are unique to Nebraska, which is why we're proud to live here. Learn how public power helps power Nebraska's good life and get registered to win a uniquely Nebraska prize package by visiting publicpowered.com.
Whether you're at the worksite or on the trailhead, you need an ATV that goes above and beyond the expected with the power and performance to work harder, technology to make every obstacle easier, and a time-tested promise of quality and dependability. When duty calls, you need the 2022 Honda 4Trax lineup. Available now at Budke Power Sports under the big red roof right off I-80 North Platte. Then you'll learn how life is better on a Honda ATV. For riders 16 years old and older, Honda recommends that all ATV riders take a training course and read the owner's manual thoroughly.
We've got the power.
Welcome back on our Quick Stop pregame show here from Knights of Columbus Field. Sun already set, and it's a beautiful October evening here for some high school football. It's Quick Stop pregame show. Tanner Struckman will be joined with Bill O'Malley coming up in just a bit as the Irish 7-0 taking on the Perkins County Plainsmen, who come in 5-2 on the season. It's back up, though, for the Irish. It was a bye week last week. They don't get these very often, so these are rare. And, of course, you didn't get these in an 11-man game. So week off after that Maxwell 67-16 win 2 weeks ago. That was a game, though. They forced an early 3-and-out, scored on the punt return, an ensuing punt return, but then beyond that, gave up a 7-play, 65-yard drive to trail for the first time all year, 8-7. Talking with Coach about that. Irish, though, would then score on every possession after that, including another punt return, take a 55-8 lead at halftime. They forced season-high 4 turnovers. They had a kickoff returns with 3 special teams touchdowns in that game 2 weeks ago, and then a bye week into that. And it was a big game. It was a career day from Jackson Roberts. May not have been statistically on the ground, but 7 carries, 109 yards, 4 touchdowns. Touchdown runs of 54, 21, 13, 25. He also had 2 punt returns for a touchdown for the first time in his career. He had 6 total touchdowns in a game, which is kind of hard to believe, but that's the first time that's happened. He's up to 72 now in his career overall. He had a couple 5-gate touchdown games, but first time he got to 6 overall. And just a tremendous game from him. Isaac Irish had a kickoff return, but the punt return game was working. And as Coach said, these special teams is back, including Coach Braithwaite. We saw him on the sidelines. He said he was back after that. Coach O'Malley, Bill O'Malley under the broadcast booth. Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm doing quite well, thanks.
Always good to have you back up. Another home game here at Knights of Columbus Field. And for the Irish, they're hoping that continues. And I was breaking down that game against Maxwell. Game that, I thought played a pretty complete game outside of that. Maybe one drive, 67-16. Defensively, this team has really gotten things figured out, I think. I mean, and not that they haven't all year. They've played pretty darn well all year, only giving up 13 points per game and 180 total yards per game. But I thought the thing that stood out for that game against Maxwell, 4 turnovers forced. Haven't been a lot of turnovers this year on either side. St. Pat's giving up or taking away. That time they were able to get some.
Yeah, they did do a great job with that. And, And of course, that really made that first quarter, the second portion of the first quarter, really kind of spin out of control because, I remember us commenting that we were nearly halfway through the first quarter and it was a real ball game, it felt like. And by the end of the first quarter, it had kind of gotten out of control and largely, big plays, of course, combined with some turnovers.
St. Pat's wins 67-16, got to 7-0 on the year, and now trying to close out the regular season with a win. We'll talk their postseason chances, or it's already in the bag. They'll make the postseason, but we'll talk that a little bit later on. Tonight they get the Perkins County Plainsmen 5-2. Tanner Collins is in his third year, and he's got him to a 17-9 record in those 3 years. He's done a good job. D1 quarterfinal appearance last year, lost to Hitchcock County. This year, opened the year beating Bridgeport by 4. Got spanked by Dundee County Stratton, but not most have, 54-14. Then they rolled Bayard, Kimball, and Sutherland 73-38 combined. Lost to Sandhills Valley 2 weeks ago in double overtime, 26-20. And they beat Maxwell last week, 24-18. That Sandhills Valley game trailed by 8 at half. They scored in the third quarter to tie it. Nobody scored in the fourth or overtime 1. And then Sandhill Valley was able to score in overtime, too, and hold Perkins County to get the win. And then last week, you're thinking, well, that score was tighter maybe than we thought. Perkins County was certainly without some big players. They didn't have Dawson Jaden, their starting quarterback. By all indications, he is back. He's warming up, ready to go. They didn't have Casey Hansen, the senior fullback. He is in street clothes here today, and Coach was telling me, from what they could tell on film, they were missing several linemen as well. It looks like they're healthier in that regard as well. So that was obviously a big one, but that was a game. Maxwell tied it in the fourth quarter. Perkins County got a late score with less than 2 minutes to go and held on, but Maxwell had a chance to go down and tie or maybe even win the game. But Perkins County was able to get a good win there and get to 5-2. This is a Perkins County Plainsman team personnel-wise. It's a big roster, Coach. That's what stood out to me, 33. I mean, and from what Coach Collins was telling me, they're expecting that number to go up a couple more even next year. So good numbers, which is a good start for Perkins County.
It is, and I think that, you get into smaller schools, and it's a battle year in and year out to keep that number up. And football is such a numbers thing. It just takes a lot of guys. And if you don't have a number of seniors, it's hard to be really competitive. I mean, there are positions on the field where, maybe the physicality or it's not as physical. You can maybe get by with a player or two that are underclassmen, but it gets pretty rough if you've got very many underclassmen. And so it's a credit to them that they're getting those kind of numbers out.
They don't have a lot of upperclassmen, though. But on the heels of that, they only have 10 seniors and juniors total. 6 sophomores will start today here against North Platte St. Pat's, but it's a really good, I think, like that sophomore class a lot. Dawson Jaden's a sophomore quarterback, 6 foot, 160. He's thrown for 400 yards, 8 touchdowns, 59%. Can run the ball, does have 7 scores. They'll use him out of the shotgun in quite a bit of zone read action. Guy you need to watch for, and you hear his name a lot, is Ethan Seam. He's rushed for 400 yards and 5 scores. He's missed a game this year, but he's a good running back, averaging 5 yards per carry. Nolan Foster, and also Ryder Potts are the 2 main targets for the quarterback Dawson Jaden. And as Coach said, a lot of formations. Early in the year, it was spread them out, really try to get the ball all over the field. And last couple games, it's been a little more power football. They did, without Dawson Jaden last week, operated in the shotgun a lot with their backup quarterback. Now they're back, I think, to what they want to do primarily, but I think you're going to see a lot of different formations here today from Perkins County.
Well, that's just in visiting with the coaches. That's kind of what I gathered from them is it'd been a bit of a mixed bag. I think they started the year with a little more of a wide open, a lot of different formation stuff, and then they settled into more of a power run game. But I think a big part of that power run game was Casey Hansen, and so it'll be interesting how that all plays out.
It also was the offensive line, because you look at him warming up right now, you can see him on our video. 74, 75, 77, all 3 starting. Couple sophomores and a junior in Brecken Euling, Eli Gaston, and Juan Perez. 225, 290, 240. So it's a big front line there. Certainly the biggest St. Pat's has seen this year.
Yeah, that's a big 3 guys there in the middle of the field, and we're just watching them warm up a little bit here, and they got twins both ways, and those 3 big guys protecting Jaden there, and it'll be interesting to see how much of that we get a view tonight.
Perkins County, a little Plainsman history in the 8-man game. This is a team that dropped 8-man first back in 2014. They'd gone 0-8 in C2 in 2013. since then, they've won 50 games in 9 years, including 5 and probably what should be 6 playoff appearances. And once they make one this year, which they should, they've had a couple 9-win seasons in 8-man game, 2 8-win seasons. It's been an effective program in the 8-man game. I think it was a good drop for them, and it's worked out pretty well. Had a couple down years in 2018 and 19, but Coach Collins took over, and since then they've gone 4-4, 8-3 last year with a couple playoff wins. I think they feel like they're on the right track. They're looking for their 13th playoff qualification. They should be in no matter what happens here. Of course, a proud program when it comes to football. A consolidation years ago of Wheatland and Grant, 2 schools that won a lot of titles in the 70s all the way to 1990. They won a lot of football back in the 70s and 80s and even early 90s, and I think they're hoping to get that tradition back. They've certainly got the numbers, and this is a group though that over the last several years has been very effective in Southwest Nebraska.
That's right, and it is a really storied history that both schools have. Of course, St. Patrick's fans are going to be more familiar with the Grant portion of that, but Wheatland had some tremendous football teams, as you said, in the early 80s also.
Yeah, there were years when St. Pat's won it in C1 and Grant won it in C2 in the same year. It was a good time in the SPVA conference for sure, so it's good to get this back on the roster. Our schedule, I thought this was a natural fit, and they haven't played in quite a while. This will be the first time these two teams have played since 2009 in the regular season. They did play in the 2010 playoffs, so we're resuming that series here tonight. Take a break. We'll come back and get you kickoff. St. Pat's, Perkins County, on the way from Knights of Columbus Field.
Putting your family first.
At Phelps Family Dentistry, we always go the extra mile for our patients. Whether it's helping them conquer their dental anxiety or helping them achieve the smile they've always dreamed of, our team strives to make sure every patient feels like family. Call 534-4040 to schedule your appointment or visit us on the web at phelpsdds.com. We would like to also wish St. Pat's Irish good luck this sports season.
Putting your family first.
Sandhill State Bank is a bank for Sandhillers. Families, entrepreneurs, teachers, nonprofits, farmers, nurses, contractors, ranchers, stylists, artists, retailers, professionals, outfitters, restaurateurs, mechanics. It takes all of us to make the Sandhills prosper, and Sandhill State Bank is here to help. Open an account today at sandhillstate.com/open or visit one of our 10 locations across the Sandhills to start growing the Sandhills together. Sandhill State Bank, member FDIC.
Now in our 20th year, the North Platte Bulletin remains committed to the principles we've had from the start. Independent news service, factual reporting, in-depth information about the city and this part of Nebraska, all presented at a handy price. We're not in for money, power, or prestige. We just love what we do, giving you the information you need to know and better understand this area and your community. So give us a call, find us on the web or Facebook. Subscriptions are just $38 a year, despite runaway inflation.
The Bishop? The Bishop's here?
What, the Bishop?
The Bishop's in town?
What, the Pope? The Bishop's in town?
Hi, I'm Aaron Bishop, partnered with Russ Jones at Bishop Jones Law. Born and raised in Grant, Nebraska, with an office in Kearney. Whether you need me for your jury trial or Russ to clean up your complicated mess, contact us today.
I'm Russ Jones, and I approve of this message.
Bishop Jones Law. Bishop Jones Law.
It's 6:57 Central Time. You're listening to KODY North Platte with translator K291BW North Platte and 106.1 FM. CT Computer Services on the corner of Phillip and Willow offers Tune-Up Tuesdays. Where on-shop services are half price at CT Computer Services. Technology solved. Tanner Struckman, Bill O'Malley, glad to be with you. Video producing tonight, Brecken Collins for us on a beautiful night. This feels like a good fall night for football, doesn't it? To 61 degrees, low to 934. This is about as perfect as it gets for fall football weather.
It does. And even the wind died down kind of when the sun went down, so that was nice too, because the wind blew pretty significantly a lot of the day.
Yeah, you're telling me it really did go. Boy, the last couple of days have been pretty brutal, so it's nice to see it die down. I don't think it's going to make it much of an impact on this game. Perkins County did win the toss. They will kick off to St. Pat's here in just a couple minutes as we get underway here from Knights of Columbus Field. St. Pat's again 7-0, and for the Irish, they're likely going to get into the playoff for the 15th straight year, 22nd of the last 23rd year for North Platte St. Pat's, and looking for their 29th qualification in school history. This is, I was talking with Coach Dodson in the pregame that there's really not a lot for the Irish to gain points-wise. I mean, you're already number one. There's a lot to lose. Certainly a lot more to lose than a gain.
Yeah, and you just want to play well. I mean, you're going into the postseason coming up here, and you just want to make sure that you're playing well. Obviously, you want to win the game too, but you need to be playing well, and you need to be playing with confidence.
You must be a coach, because you said the exact same thing that Coach Dodson said in the pregame interview, so you nailed that one. St. Pat's in the home greens, gold pants, gold helmets today in white numerals. Perkins County Road whites today with black numerals. They'll be kicking off left to right in your radio dial to get this one underway from Knights of Columbus Field. Again, playoffs, by the way, next Thursday for D1 and D2 across the state. That'll crank up pretty quick. The Irish likely, I mean, they'll be a high seed, so they'll get to host a game here at Knights of Columbus Field next Thursday. It gets reseeded after the opening round. If everything goes well, Irish are fortunate to get a win there. They likely could get another playoff game back-to-back no matter what, as one of the high seeds again, even in the reseed. And so that's kind of that'll be nice for the Irish. They get to live at home if they can keep winning.
Yeah, that's right. That's a key thing, and it's kind of funny how it works out. I mean, sometimes there's a game you'd like to have at home, and then maybe where it's not as big of a deal, not as much of a travel thing or whatever, but it's just the whole combination of who's won and who's traveled and all those kinds of things.
Right. If you're a lower seed and you didn't get a host and you were upset, then you automatically get a host, and so that could play a factor later on in the year. I'd imagine there'll be a road game for the Irish in the postseason at some point. They got high expectations. Perkins County does too. They'll kick off left to right on your radio dial. Teeing this one up here on a Thursday night for high school football. Ethan Seam going to do the kicking duties. He'll be the primary ball carrier when they're out on offense for the Plainsmen in white. Back neat for North Platte St. Pat's, all the way back at his own 5-yard line. We have right now Will Moats, Sutton Tickle, and Jackson Roberts are the upbacks. This one's going to go back to Will, and it's going to be kicked through the goal line and for a touchback. Haven't seen many of those, and Plainsmen could start for them. Taking away the special teams from North Platte St. Pat's on the opening play.
Yeah, the Irish have had Sutton Tickle's had a number of touchbacks, as you've noted, but we haven't seen the ball kicked through the end zone by the opposing team too much.
Here's the Irish offense. Logan Dodson, Seth English, Sem Scholes across that front line with Brecken Erickson and also Matthew Phelps anchored on the tight end spot. Under center is the junior quarterback Sam Trushinsky. Wilmots, Jackson Roberts dots the I in the I formation. They'll give it to him off the near side. Gets around Foster to the outside. He'll go to the 16-yard line, but a good surging tackle. Nolan Foster, the junior, brings him down after a gain of 1 for Jackson Roberts, who on the season 81st carry. He only needs now 14 to get to 1,000 in his junior year after the gain of 1.
Yeah, the pursuit was pretty good to the outside there by the Plainsman. Jackson maybe has a chance to cut that up earlier, but saw the little opening, thought he could get to the sideline, and of course we know what he can do when he gets to the sideline, so that's always an option.
986 in his junior year after a pair of 1,000 rushing yards freshman and sophomore year. Here he operates in that diamond formation right away. Receives the snap, runs right, across the 15 to the 20. Here he goes, 25. It's a foot race down the sideline. 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Jackson Roberts takes his second carry all the way for a touchdown for North Platte St. Pat's, and they jump on the board early.
That's a Swift Arrow Center play of the game nominee. Touchdown, Irish.
Now, I didn't do all the math in my head, but that put him over 1,000, didn't it?
That should do it. That's a quick way to get her done. North Platte St. Pat's jumping out early. Jackson Roberts taking that one 64 yards, and the Irish have jumped out to a 6-0 lead over Perkins County. How many times have we seen that in his career? Well, about 65 times, not all that deep. That was his 65th rushing touchdown of his career. Extra point by Wilmots is up and in. St. Pat 7, Perkins County 0. 11:06 to go in our opening quarter. Timeout. We're back to Knights of Columbus Field after this.
Are you tired of fixing that old fallen down fence? Or maybe you're just ready to replace the one you have. Lazy TS Custom Fencing in North Platte is here to help. I'm Travis Cooley, the owner of Lazy TS Custom Fencing, and I specialize in all fencing needs, from barbed wire in the sandhills to the backyard fence in town. I also offer tank setting, snow removal, and any skid loader service required. Call today for a free estimate, 308-539-9579. Lazy TS Custom Fencing of North Platte.
Ollie, Daddy, you need to clean up your fishing and hunting gear. It's everywhere.
I'm out of room. I don't have anywhere to put it.
Get some storage at Another Storage. They have sizes for everything.
I already have some there.
Well, get another. Another Storage. 532-1332.
Our scoreboard today brought to you by Nebraska Public Power District. Always there when you need us. Learn more at nppd.com. 2 plays, 65 yards, 64-yard touchdown run by Jackson Roberts. And that makes it now 7-0 after the extra point by Will Moats. North Platte St. Pat's early on leading here. Not even a minute in. Here's Sutton Tickle to kick it off. End over end. This one carries back Lyon to his 1-yard line. Tony Lyon will bring it out. Across the 5 to the 10 to the 15. Sees a little bit of a seam. That's bottled up at the 17. He'll fall forward to the 19-yard line. Good return by Lyon of 18 yards. And that will be where the Perkins County offense will begin their opening drive. 10:58 opening quarter. Let's set the lineup for Perkins County. You heard that in the pregame. Brecken Euling, Eli Gaston, and Juan Perez on the line. They go 225, 290, 240. Oscar Bolt, a tight end, along with Landon Noyce, a sophomore as well. It's a heavy-laden sophomore group. Quarterback is Dawson Jaden, 6-foot sophomore. You'll see Ethan Seam in the backfield here today for the Perkins County Plainsmen. We're operating left to right in the shotgun set, wing back right, and it's first carry for Seam. Off the left side, sees a Seam. He's across the 25. He's up near a first down run, and he'll have it with 10 yards. I believe with the line judge on the far side, they're going to give it to him. 10-yard carry by Ethan Seam, who came in 76 carries, 401 yards, averaging 5 per carry. Doubled that there on his opening carry.
The Irish were really crowding the line there, and the Plainsman front there got it walled off really well, and Seam had a nice run then.
Well, there's no doubt they're big. This is easily the biggest lineup St. Pat's will see, at least to this point so far. Shotgun set again. This time Seam on the right hip of Jaden. Wing back right on 1st and 10 from the 28. Quarterback keeper Jaden. And this time hits the 30. Thrown down there. Gain of a yard for Jaden, who's carried it a bunch. The sophomore 73rd carry, 182 yards. That time got 1 on a quarterback draw.
Yeah, that was a good combination. I think Logan Dodson got in there low, and Jackson Roberts came in there high and really stopped him quickly right at the line of scrimmage.
An offense averaging 250 total yards per game, 37 points per game, mostly carrying the ball. 191 on the ground, but they will look to throw. You'll see them go wide, and we saw that quite a bit in their warm-ups. Haven't seen it yet. Wing back left, 2nd and 9. Ball right in the middle of the field from the Irish 31. This time it's Seam again. Cuts back across the grain, gets to the outside. He'll carry it to the 34 before Sam Scholes and a teammate bring him down there. Gain of 3, sets up 3rd down and 6, anchoring that far side for the Irish. Not sure who the other one made the tackle.
Brecken Erickson.
Brecken chased him down. That's a good sign because Brecken was on this side, as was Sam Scholes, of course. So they carried that one a long way. Seam gets 3. Here's 3rd down and 5. Now a pro set behind under center. They give it Seam right side, and Erickson. He'll get thrown back at the 35, a gain of 1. Brecken put his knees in the ground and just wrapped up and held on. It'll be 4th down and 4 for Perkins County on their opening possession.
Yeah, Brecken didn't really have a good angle there to get him stopped that tight, but he's just a big, strong guy and was able to, as you said, anchor in and make the play, because it looked for a moment there like there might be a little bit of an opening. It closed pretty quickly.
9 minutes opening quarter. St. Pat's 7, Perkins County 0. They've got a 4th and 4 at their own 35. Opponents 4 for 14 on 4th downs this year. And it'll be Jaden under center with a pro set. Might be a hard count. No, they'll sweep it left side for Seam, trying to get to the outside. Cuts back inside now. He'll go down from behind at the 37-yard line. He got half of what he needed. Once again, Brecken Erickson makes the play. It's a tackle for a gain of 2. It's a turnover on downs. Irish will take over at the Perkins County 37.
Yeah, Logan Dodson actually and Jackson Roberts got out there wide and turned it back, and then the pursuit caught up with him.
Ethan Seam, 4 carries, 16 yards on that opening drive, including a 1st down run on 1st down. But after that, it stalls out at our own 37. Here come the Irish, and they go back to that diamond formation with Jackson Roberts. Why not? It went for 64 last time. We'll see if they rush left. This time they fake right, cut back left, across the near side. He's at 35, and an excellent tackle by Ethan Seam, a gain of 1. Boy, that might have gone. There was 3 blockers out there and only 1 Plainsman deep, but Ethan Seam makes a tremendous play. Tackle for a gain of 1.
Yeah, that was an outstanding tackle by Seam, and it almost looked like there was confusion, but I'm quite sure that was just a design counter there, and Jackson took a step hard to his right, tried to get the pursuit one way, and set up block angles for his guys coming back here to his left. And just a nice individual play there by Seam.
Back to traditional formation with the quarterback under center and Sam Trushinsky. This time veer right, and it's Trushinsky on a keeper. Gets out of one tackle. He'll get thrown down to the 34-yard line. On the tackle, Landon Noyce for Perkins County. A short gain of 2. That one didn't really look clean right away from the get-go. It'll be 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, and I think that probably was a read on Sam's part. I think he'd probably tell you he might have read that wrong. There was a little bit of an opening in the middle there, and Sam pulled it, and what wasn't much there.
Viera Wireless in North Platte is your home for cell phone and internet needs, providing consistent clear connections across Nebraska, including rural areas. Viera is also the provider for our connections tonight to make our broadcast possible. Check them out at 1320 South Cottonwood. North Platte, 3rd down and 7 here for the Irish offense. They'll give it fullback off the left side, Will Moats. Will tackled from behind at the 32-yard line. Another nice play, this time on that D line. Number 77 makes the stop, Juan Perez, who's a really good junior lineman. Gain of 3. It'll be 4th down and a long 4 for the Irish.
Yeah, kind of a tough spot. I think that you probably at least consider going for it. I would say they go for it. There's not much punt to be had there. It looked like maybe Will had a little bit bigger opening, and it just closed quickly. Good pursuit there by the Plainsmen.
3 for 7 on 4th downs, and this group hasn't done many of these. 4th down and a long 4. This time, Trushinsky, play action, back to throw. He'll throw it out for Brecken Erickson, who comes up with it at the 20-yard line. Tackled at the 18 by, holding on. He'll take it down to the 16, dragging out the body, and a little play action, 4th down conversion for the green and gold.
And I was watching that play kind of as it developed, and it looked like the corner over there for the Plainsmen was kind of in the right position, and then I would guess they were just in zone coverage, and he kind of released Brecken to the sideline, and Sam just flipped it over the top. And again, I think it's worth noting, Sam just does a good job of putting the ball where it's kind of easily catchable. He threw it up high where he knew Brecken could go up and get it. Didn't put the ball in any kind of danger, and so a good play on both ends there.
15-yard completion, Erickson's 5th catch of the year, and the Irish have a 1st down via the air from the 16-yard line. Here's Will Moats to the right side to the 10-yard line, slips one tackle to the 5. Will looking for end zone. He's in. Touchdown, St. Pat's. 6:03 to go in the second quarter, and the fullback punches one in, his 15th rushing touchdown of the year.
Really a nice run there by Will. There wasn't a big hole at the point of attack. He kind of bounced off the pile and kicked his foot loose and got out to the perimeter, and of course then the speed kind of took over.
That slip in the one tackle at the 10-yard line is what did it, and Moats able to get in on his 2nd carry of the game from 16 yards out and make it now North Platte St. Pat's 13-0. He's on to add the extra point, where he's 32 of 39 on the year, over 82%. High snap, he gets it down, but this one's going to be blocked. Boy, that one was high. That was a good effort by Trushinsky to get that one down, but pretty easy for Landon Noyce, who flew through. The sophomore swats that one away, and it'll remain 13-0. North Platte St. Pat, 6:03, opening quarter, leading Perkins County by 2 scores on Husker Radio.
This is Joanne Perlinger of Team Perlinger and Jet of Great Plains Realty in North Platte. Give us a call for all of your real estate needs. Whether you are buying or selling, we are here to help you with your next move. Make sure to check us out at teamperlingerandjet.com. As proud supporters of the St. Pat's Irish, we are excited to wish them the best of luck in their 2022-2023 school year activities. Go Irish!
Allo means business. Allo means local business. Allo means big business. Allo means small business. No matter your business, if you need reliable phone and internet connectivity, you need Allo. Local service and same-day dispatch. Free installation. Symmetrical upload and download speeds. If your business relies on communication, rely on Allo. Allo means business. Visit allofiber.com/business.
Sutton Tickle tees it up at the 30-yard line, and he gets a lower driving kick. It's going to take Lyon back to his own 4-yard line, across the 10 to the 15. Lyon angled to the far side, gets out of one, can't get out of a second tackle. Matthew Phelps, the senior, brings him down at the 17-yard line, and that's where Perkins County will come out for their second drive. Hey, if you're ready to build, Lee Davies Architecture can take you from design to done, including permits, bidding, and construction. A full-service commercial architecture firm with consulting engineers. Lee Davies has 25 years in the industry. Call today to start building, 530-9138. Perkins County County from their own 17. Second drive, trailing 13-0. Opening drive, got 1 first down, went 5 plays and turned it over on downs. Jaden under center will turn, give it this time to the deep back end. He'll lower his head and push it to the 20-yard line for a short gain of 1, maybe 2 yards here for Perkins County. And on the carry, that was number 10, Nolan Foster, who is in the backfield here. Without Casey Hansen, number 10 seeing more carries. I think that's his first carry of the year. Picked up 2.
Yeah, and he's a big, strong guy. But Sam Scholes kind of got the bear hug on him there right at the line of scrimmage, did a good job.
He's the one that kind of played the wing back a little bit on the opening possession. He's the deep back. Seam is the fullback here on this second down and 8 from their own 20-yard line. 5:23 first quarter. This time it's a veer carry, and the fullback gets it. That Seam, nowhere. This time right at the line of scrimmage, push back. I'll give him forward progress, maybe a half of a yard, and set up third down and a long 7 for Perkins County. Nowhere to go through that D line with Sam Scholes anchoring it.
Yes, Scholes and Richards both in on that. Both tackles really collapsed down on that dive, and you had a pretty good hunch with Seam at the fullback. They were going to run some kind of a trap or dive, and they just went with a straight dive there.
Braxton Richards, the 5'10", 220-pound sophomore, and Sam Scholes, the senior, anchoring that interior D line. Third down and 7. Play action pressure coming from behind. Jaden goes down. Matthew Phelps with a sack back at the 11-yard line. Phelps comes up with a tackle for loss and sack, his first full sack of the year, and sets up 4th down and long.
Really a good burst of speed there by Matthew Phelps. He really closed quickly, and I think Jaden saw him, but it was just too late to step up or anything, and Matthew really had a beat on him. A good play there.
That was Tom Brady. That's a flag.
That's
if you
right.
watched the NFL over the weekend, he spun him around and threw him down. I mean, I'm just saying, that is absolutely a flag somehow in the NFL, and I think rightly so, not in the high school game.
Wrap him up and lie him down gently.
Right. Here's a punter now for Perkins County. Nolan Foster will do the duties. He's back at his own 1 after the 3rd and 4th and long. End-over-end kick. It's going to be catchable for Moats at his own 38. Trying to set up the handoff. He won't get to it. Great play in open space by Perkins County. Mason Toner, terrific tackle. That setup was looking like it might set up pretty well for the wall on the far side if that's where they're going with Roberts, but Toner blew that one up, getting right down the field. Back at the 29, it's a huge loss on the return.
Yeah, that's kind of a curious thing. Just as a coaching thing, I'm curious. We'll see on subsequent punt, if we get a chance to look at it, if their gunner doesn't do that. He did not run to Will at all. He ran directly between the two to just make it. It appeared that he'd been coached that way to just split them.
That time it worked. 1st and 10 for the Irish at their own 29-yard line. High formation, working right to left, up 13-0. Jackson Roberts gets a carry. He's going to be held on, and Nolan Foster and Noyce on the stop after a gain of 2. Roberts able to fight forward. 4 carries, 68 yards for number 8. 2nd down and 8 from his own 31.
Yeah, hard-fought couple of yards there. There was a pretty big pile there, and he really had to struggle and twist. And they were ripping at the ball pretty hard. He did a good job of protecting it.
Roberts, by the way, doesn't need a whole lot to get to 4,000 in his career. 175 coming into today. He already has 68. Here's 2nd down and 8 from his own 31-yard line. Trushinsky will have him set with 3:20 opening quarter, out front with 2 scores. Here's a counter left near side. Roberts nowhere. Good pressure, bringing him down for a loss of 3 on the play. Perez in there for Perkins County, but give number 22, Oscar Bolt, a big play as well. It'll be 3rd down and 11 after a loss of 3.
Really good play there, yeah, by Perez, and that's a difficult tackle for him on a quick guy like Jackson, but just a little too much leaking up front to set up that counter.
6 tackle for loss for Perez, 5'10", 240 junior nose guard. Here's 3rd down and 11, back at their own 27. Back to throw Trushinsky. This time will set. He'll throw it up for Brecken Erickson. Underthrown. He comes back for it. Can't catch it. 2 flags come in, though, and it looks like it's going to be a pass interference likely on Perkins County. It's going to give the Irish an automatic 1st down. 2 different defenders out there in Oscar Bolt and Jackson Weichert, and 2 flags came in to indicate more than likely pass interference here on Perkins County. That's exactly what it is.
And Brecken just nearly came up with it again, and that's the kind of ball that you can create a pass interference call on it, because somebody's going to have a chance to make a play on it, and with you having the bigger receiver there, it makes it pretty tough to keep him catching it without some contact.
Ball kind of held up a little bit. Brecken came back, and a lot of times you see that. You come back into the defender, and they get kind of in the way and called for the penalty. So that takes it down to the Irish or to the Perkins County 37-yard line, excuse me.
No, that's okay. And the defender oftentimes kind of panics, too, as the guy comes back at him, doesn't really know what's going on, and grabbed him there.
Big first down. Here's Irish. It's a fullback for Will Moats carry right up the middle. He takes it down to the 32-yard line, 33-yard line, a gain of 4 for the fullback. Second down and 6. Perkins County, after giving up that big 64-yard run, have made it a little more difficult for the Irish. 2:38 opening quarter, trailing 13-0.
Yeah, maybe just the second time we've seen Veer there, and the first time I had mentioned that maybe Sam pulled it and maybe there was a give there, and Sam pretty confidently gave it that time and then followed up into the hole and helped block.
I think he kind of got by him, actually. He ran by his own rusher there. Second down and 6 from the Perkins County 32. 2:15 opening quarter. I formation for Trushinsky. This time will turn, play action, back to throw. Going for the deep ball to Brecken Erickson. Airs it out nicely. He will come up incomplete. That came off maybe the back of the helmet of the defender, Jackson Weichert. Boy, that was a nice toss, and Weichert just came run underneath it to knock it away at the last second.
Yeah, there again, I think if Brecken probably kind of stops up and makes an attempt to come back to it. I think Brecken thought it was going to clear Weichert, and then it didn't, of course. But had he recognized that, I think he would have taken a step back and maybe even made the catch or created some contact again.
It was a nice toss by Trushinsky, maybe just a hair underthrown ultimately. Here's third down and 6 now. Clock stops 2:05, opening quarter. It'll be Jackson Roberts off the right side. Won't have it. Push back. Perez, and the ball comes out. Scooped up by Perkins County at the 30-yard line to the 20-yard line and taken down by Will Moats. It's a fumble loss for North Platte St. Pat's. Recovered by the Plainsmen, and they're in business. Inside the 20-yard line, recovering it, Nolan Foster.
Yeah, and that was just – that came out, and I think it was really close to when the officials were ready to blow it dead, but Jackson was still struggling forward there, and they were able to rip it loose from him.
Boy, what an opportunity now for Perkins County. They'll take over at the Irish 19-yard line. And for Jackson Roberts, just his second fumble loss of the year, first being in the opening game of the year against Bridgeport. Here's Perkins County from the Irish 19-yard line. 1:55 to go on the first turnover here. Under center, Jaden. Right side, it's Foster will get the carry to the outside. Will Moats anchors that, cuts him back in. That's where teammates Brecken Erickson are. Short gain of maybe 1 or 2 for Foster on first down.
Yeah, to expound on that a little bit with Jackson, I mean, for the number of times he carries the ball in traffic, takes a lot of hits. He doesn't go down very easily, so some of those plays get extended. All of those things make you a little more susceptible to losing the ball. He's done a tremendous job of protecting it.
HG Management's ready to put their half a century of experience to work for you, whether it's farm and ranch management, ag appraisals, or ag real estate sales. See Kurt Pieper, Hank Nicely, or Justin Pieper at HG Management in North Platte. Irish defense trying to stand tall here. 2nd and 9 from the 18. This time left side, it's Foster. Hits the wall, push back, another beautiful stop on that D line for North Platte St. Pat's. It'll set up 3rd down and 8. Not much there at all for Foster as he hit Jackson Roberts and Sam Trushinsky. I think Brecken Erickson in there as well.
Yeah, Jackson really popped him up high and got him stood up, and then he had a lot of help from 2 or 3 teammates, as you said, a couple tackles and maybe another linebacker in there helping him out.
So now 3rd down and a long 8 for Perkins County at the Irish 17. 45 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. St. Pat's 13, Perkins County 0. The Plainsmen, beneficiaries of a fumble loss, took it down to the 19. Here they are at the 17-yard line. Shotgun set, seam on the right side. They will give it to him off the left side. He'll take it. He won't get much, down to the 15. Irish ready for that one. It's a gain of 2. It'll set up 4th down and a long 6 for Perkins County, who have not looked to throw yet in this game.
Seam does have, it seems like a pretty good sense about, there was a real wall there, and he was just patient, tried to find, kind of slid himself laterally a little bit, tried to make his way upfield, but there was just too much personnel in front of him. But, I mean, he shows a good burst of speed in combination with the patience there.
That'll take us to the end of the first quarter. St. Pat's 13, Perkins County 0. Plainsmen have a huge 4th and 6 coming up at the Irish 15 when we return. You're listening to High School Football on Husker Radio.
No matter who you are and where you're going, Mid-Plains is here for you. The differences of our campuses make us stronger. Our shared mission propels us forward. You can't define us as one person, one town, one place. We are many, in pursuit of something bigger, together. With 6 individual campuses supporting a vast and determined region. We are Mid-Plains Community College.
You want to support North Platte Catholic Schools? One great way is to support the Bargain Bin, a thrift store located at 421 East 3rd Street in North Platte. The Bargain Bin is open Fridays and Saturdays, 10 to 3, and sells everything from household items, crafts, clothing of all sizes, including children's, bedding, holiday decorations, antiques, and furniture. Plus, your donations are accepted with drop-off Monday through Thursday, 9 to noon, and Friday and Saturday, 10 to 3. After hours, call St. Pat's Catholic Church. All proceeds benefit the North Platte Catholic Schools.
That timeout brought to you by Mid-Plains Community College. No matter where you're going, Mid-Plains can take you there with 6 individual campuses. Mid-Plains Community College is your next home. Check them out at mpcc.edu. Big 4th down and a long 6 for Perkins County at the Irish 15-yard line here. They operate with 2 to the far side. Shotgun set for Jaden, who has not looked to throw yet. 59% through the air. He's been effective. He's back to throw. Looking right. Now stepping up to look to run. Flushed out of the pocket far side. He'll now chuck it to the end zone. It is going to be knocked away. Great play on that far corner by North Platte St. Pat's. Just knocked that one down, as that one was intended in the far corner for, I believe, Jackson Weichert, and the Irish defender wisely knocks that one down, and the Irish will get it now at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, that was Jackson out there that knocked that down and did a good alert job. He kind of had a bead on the ball, but recognized that they were going to be a lot better shape to take it at the line of scrimmage.
That's a smart play by him, and knocks that one away, and not a bad decision by, I think, Jaden as well. He had to get rid of it eventually and take a shot, and that time didn't end up falling into a teammate's hand. Irish take over at their own 16-yard line. I formation off the right side here. North Platte St. Pat's running up the middle, and across the 20-yard line is taking it is Jackson Roberts. Been tough sledding outside of that 64-yard run for number 8. 7 carries now with a total of 68 yards.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be shocked to see Coach Dodson come back with that diamond set and just that kind of student body sweep, which is what they had success with on that long play. On that particular play, it was extremely well blocked, and there was just a man-on-a-man everywhere, and Jackson didn't even have much contact.
Gain of 3, 2nd down and 7 at their own 19. Into the second quarter we go, 13-0 St. Pat's. It's a quarterback keeper left side for Sam Trzynski, trying to get to the outside. Noyce trying to hold on. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That one looked like he was going to hand it off to Roberts, took it out of his belly, and then got to the outside. But Noyce chasing him down. Landon Noyce, a sophomore, holds it for no gain, 3rd and 7.
Yeah, I don't know that we've seen the Irish run a lot of play side bootleg. It's usually a counter bootleg action, and there I think they just tried to get him caught inside. Probably something that they'd seen on a previous play. Looked like that was going to be open.
Here's 3rd down and 6 now from their own 20-yard line, 10:38 second quarter. And it's back to that diamond formation. You called it. Roberts back there. He'll receive it. He'll rush right. Roberts across the 20 to the 25. Slips a tackle. He'll have the first down after the 31-yard line. Tackle by Toner, but it's a first down run of 10 yards. And he's
be a little nicked up, I think.
Yeah, he's going to get the trainers to come out, and that's not certainly what St. Pat's fans want to see. He's number 8 on the ground. And you heard the officials whistle pretty quickly there to get the official trainers out there. And so we've got an injury timeout here at Knights of Columbus Field. We'll take it. Irish will have a first down at their own 30-yard line. 10:27 to go in the second quarter. We're back after a timeout on Husker Radio.
Convenient access, quality service, community focused. This is Pathology Services of North Platte, providing medical testing that is easy, convenient, and efficient. With 2 convenient locations in the Westfield Shopping Center and in the Health Pavilion, Pathology Services is available for all your testing needs. You can count on us to get your laboratory test results to you and your doctors as quickly as possible. Pathology Services, the name you know, the results you trust.
Great teachers know that it's relationships, not programs, that determine the quality of a school. Here at North Platte Catholic Schools, we are blessed with the best. I'm Gwen Covey, Enrollment Director for Little Leprechaun Preschool, McDade Elementary, and St. Pat's High School. Tour our school and let me show you the magic that happens when a faith-based education is paired with incredible teachers. We're proud of our strong academics and athletics, but most importantly, our school community. Join our Irish family and be a part of something special. Call 532-1874.
Lincoln County Feed Yard reminds you, when it's time to eat Nebraska beef. Real food for real people. It's pro-America and pro-Nebraska. The Lincoln County Feed Yard is a proud supporter of the North Platte St. Patrick's Athletics. Eat beef tonight and go Irish.
Well, Jackson Roberts getting helped off the field here from Knights of Columbus but he's getting a lot of help, favoring his left side there. And Roberts, 8 carries, 78 yards. Not looking good right now, at least for St. Pat's, as they go back to work 1st and 10 at their own 30. He got a 10-yard run on that, and something happened right at the end of the play when he got tackled. And so 1st and 10 Irish, and here we go. James Hyridge becomes the deep back. Will Moats the fullback. 1st and 10 green and gold. They'll give it to Will Moats. Up the middle, he'll push forward for 5 yards to the, they'll give him 34-yard line, where they'll mark him a gain of 4 on 1st down. That's going to obviously, I think, push the attention to Will quite a bit right now, at least early in this series, I would imagine here, especially with a 1st down. Probably going to ride your senior a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's probably the case, and they'll have to shuffle some personnel around a little bit, and we'll see James Hyridge obviously stepping in offensively here, and maybe Thomas Gale defensively.
Been effective running the ball when he has. Veer left, it's Will Moats again, spun forward. Seam brings him down 2 yards shy of the 1st down, but it's a good gain on 2nd down of about 4 more yards. It'll set up 3rd down and 2 for the Irish offense.
Yeah, just nothing fancy there. Just straight ahead dive to Will, and the Plainsmen are really continuing to rip at the ball, and Will's doing a good job of holding it high and tight there through traffic, but they're really ripping at the ball. The other part of that is it allowed him to kind of spin free, I think, and get an extra yard in the end.
3rd down and a long 1. This time it'll be Moats. Hits the wall. He won't get it. He didn't get anything. Forward progress, maybe a half a yard. It's going to be 4th down and again a long 1, as there was a good push. He was hit right when he got the ball. It'll be a 4th down decision for Coach Kevin Dodson on his side of the field at the 39-yard line.
Yeah, I think Perkins kind of sniffed that out. It looked like right now they're just going to keep giving it to 21, and they really stacked it up in there on him.
4th and 1. We'll see if the Irish look for that patented hard count or not from their own 39-yard line. They do. Not enough of a jump. Now Trushinsky steps up, and he'll call timeout with 8:40 to go in our 3rd quarter. Irish have a 4th down and 1 coming up from their own 39, leading Perkins County 13-0. We'll take a timeout. We're back after this on Husker Radio.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance.
For a no-hassle quote, see local Shelter Insurance agents Pete Voles or Brent Rocco in North Platte today.
North Platte welcomes Hilton True Wide's newest brand, True Hotel. You'll be greeted by their spacious lobby and friendly staff. Play a game of pool or relax on the patio by the fire pit with your favorite beverage from the well-stocked pantry, including wine and beer. Enjoy a state-of-the-art 55-inch television in your room and complimentary hot breakfast buffet. Earn and redeem Hilton's Honor Points. Book your True Guaranteed Best Rate at Hilton.com. The True by Hilton at exit 179 just off I-80
4th down and 1 from their own 39-yard line. Option play. Sam Trushinsky keeps it himself. Won't get it. Had the pitch man, kept it himself, and Perkins County gets a stop. Juan Perez makes another good play, and the Plainsmen will take over at the Irish 39-yard line.
Yeah, that was tough. That was pretty well defended. I couldn't tell for sure. Looked like when he first pulled it in, he might have an opportunity to slip up in there, but the tackling has been pretty good on the part of Perkins County.
Perkins County takes over at the Irish 39, second drive in a row starting in St. Pat's territory. And here's Foster in the backfield, hit right away. Trushinsky coming on a hard blitz, slowed him up. And that's when teammates came, knock him down for no gain. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Foster 4 carries, 3 yards.
Yeah, it looks like Thomas Gale is in there at that other linebacker spot along with Sam Trushinsky. So to this point, the Irish defense has been pretty stout. They're going to really need to hold firm here while the offense kind of gets things figured out again.
Said Jackson Roberts again went out with an injury in the last possession. He's on the sidelines, but not over by the team at this point. 2nd down and 10 from the Irish 39 again, left side. And ball's on the ground. Foster might get right back on it, though. He's close. Irish dive it in, but he's going to lose one anyways. It'll be 3rd down and 11. Foster looked like he got back on top of it, and he did. But never a clean handoff to number 10. 3rd and 11 coming up.
That was Thomas Gale that was in the backfield. He really popped in there in a hurry and disrupted kind of the exchange and everything. And I don't know if he's the one that punched the ball out or if it just caused him to mishandle.
Now 3rd down 11 for Perkins County back on their side of the field. 7:29 second quarter, 13-0. North Platte St. Pat's over Perkins County. Irish lost two-way starter Jackson Roberts right now to injury. And Irish defense now trying to get the ball back for their green and gold offense. I formation for Jaden under center on 3rd and long. This time, 5-step drop back to throw. Pressure starting to come. Steps up in the pocket. He will go down to the backfield. Another sack for that Irish defense. Give him a team sack as number of players in there. Matthew Phelps, Braxton Richards. First one to hit him, though, Sam Scholes.
Yeah, it collapsed pretty quickly. Brecken got back there early and kind of forced him to step up, and then there was a lot of pursuit after that and just really collapsed. It wasn't anybody that come completely free of a blocker, but just kind of collapsed the pocket.
Perkins County will punt at their own 33. That's a great defensive stop there by St. Pat's. Plainsman went backwards on that drive, a 3-and-out. Foster back to punt at his own 23. Wilmote's the lone deep back now for North Platte St. Pat's. And this is a catchable punt for him at the 20-yard line. He'll fair catch it at the 21. That's where St. Pat's will take over. 6:30 to go in our second quarter, leading Perkins County 13-0 here at Knights of Columbus Field.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if the Irish might maybe at half or something, may even shuffle Will Motes around a little bit. It's hard to get him on the perimeter now with Jackson out. It's hard to get him on the perimeter when he's at that fullback spot, and maybe they'll continue to just give it to him on counter and so on, and use James on the perimeter.
1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. 6.5 to go. Sam Trushinsky in the second quarter with the ball under center. Turns, gives it. James Hyricks carry off the left side. Short gain of 2 yards. Perkins County been really solid in that interior D line. Juan Perez kind of leading the way. This number 77's made a bunch of plays. That's a gain of 1 or 2 for Hyricks on his first carry.
Yeah, the play that the Irish really had success with was that sweep out of Diamond, the one that went for 64 yards, and then the one that went for 10 or 11 yards where Jackson got injured, but they definitely blocked that play well.
Hyricks 16 carries, 80 yards on his season after that gain of 1, and there's Trushinsky throwing out into the flat looking for Will Motes. Will was cutting up the field, ball went out into the flat, falls incomplete on the confusion. It'll be 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, it looked, he was kind of running like a wheel back to the inside, and I think Sam thought he was going to look over his outside shoulder and threw it there, and Will hadn't gotten turned around.
So now 3rd down and 9 coming up. Jackson Roberts again out of the game with an injury. He's over on the bench right now for St. Pat's as 5:54 to go here in the second quarter, leading 13-0. But it really, outside of that 64-yard run, there's not been a whole lot for St. Pat's effectively here. Hyricks the single back set. They will fake it to him. Counter around left side for Will Motes to the outside 25. Cuts inside. He's got a first down across the 30 to the 34-yard line. I think that might be the play you were alluding to. You might see the Irish go to.
Well, that isn't what I was thinking of, but that is a good, I mean, that wing back counter, I think they call that a scissors play there where they have him in the wing, but that is a good option as far as getting the ball to Will on the perimeter.
That's a gain of 12 yards for Will Motes. He's got 7 carries, 43 yards, and a first down for the Irish. I was giving you a compliment there.
I know. Well, I'm trying to be honest.
5.5 to go, second quarter, out to their own 34-yard line. Irish go to work. There's a false start. Looked like Will Motes fell forward in his stance. First penalty on the Irish for 5 yards. Backs him up, 1st and 15.
Yeah, and I think Coach Dodson, to some degree, is really challenging his front 5 there to control the line of scrimmage. I mean, they're going to have to be able to get some real mileage out of running Will between the tackles, and they've not been especially effective to this point with it, but I think those guys have to recognize it's something they're going to have to be able to do with the situation being what it is.
1st and 15 here, back of their own 28-yard line. Single back set again, sweep right side for James Hyricks to the 30, James to the 35, to the 40, foot race to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, Hyricks down the sideline to the 10, to the 5, Hyricks, give him a touchdown! James Hyricks, 51 yards, and the Irish get a big one from the junior for a touchdown!
That's a Swift Arrow Center play of the game nominee.
Wow,
that was a nice run. That play looked to be stopped a couple of times, and there was a point there where the Plainsman defender, if he just gives him a shove, he's out of bounds. But he kind of got tangled up, and James used a good physical stiff arm and kept him off and kept his feet in bounds. I kept thinking he's going to go out of bounds. He just never did.
Hyrix came in, 16 carries, 80 yards, just rumbled for 51 and a score. Irish going for 2. They will fake it, looking to throw for Erickson in the right corner. Got it wide open. 2-point conversion, good. And St. Pat's back to a 21-point lead here over Perkins County. A big drive quickly in a minute and a half. And with 5 minutes to go in the second quarter, St. Pat's 21, Perkins County 0 on Husker Radio.
Used to be an old drive-through. Stop it now, get something new. Joe and Gretchen will show you the lot. With our used cars, the fun won't stop. The prices are right, the mileage is low. It's a no-pressure sale. Come find your dream set of wheels at Swift Auto Center, where customers send their family and friends.
This is Trey Wasserman with TD Angus at Rishel Ranch. Join us at our annual bull sale on March 17th, 2023 on St. Paddy's Day, where we sell 400 Angus bulls. Look us up on Facebook or tdangus.com. Go Irish.
This is Marty Trashinsky. I'm proud to help sponsor another year of sports for our St. Pat's Irish teams. If you find yourself in need of a lawyer, I'd be glad to help you out. I've been handling civil lawsuits, criminal cases, and general legal matters here in North Platte for over 30 years. Like our Irish teams, I know how to win. Call me at 534-4837 or visit my website at troshlaw.com. Experience you need, results you want, and let's go Irish.
Sutton Tickle tees it up to kick it into the east end zone this time. 21-0 St. Pat's. Low driving kick. That one over the head of Lyon into the end zone. Touchback for Sutton Tickle. Been a bunch of those this year. 36 for St. Pat's. First one of the day. A quick 5-play, 59-yard drive. And James Hyrix with a 51-yard run. The junior, as you said, maybe broke a physical tackle around midfield and then down the sideline kind of just thwarted off defenders and kept churning the legs.
Yeah, and then even inside the 5, they looked like they had him wrapped up. He just kept shuffling sideways until he eventually made his way into the end zone.
51-yard run, and St. Pat's out front in 3 scores. 5 minutes to go here for Perkins County to work with. Shotgun set, this time Jaden to keep her off the near side. Jaden picking his way to the 23 and pulled backwards. Nice play at the 19-yard. Sam Scholes says, no, you're not going any further. I'm throwing you back for just a gain of 4. Decent gain, though, for Jaden, who's in negative yardage right now due to a couple sacks on his 4th carry.
Yeah, and I think that run by James, I mean, it was impressive just as a standalone play, but beyond that, I think really gives the offense some confidence, gives James some confidence, and the rest of the guys some confidence in him.
So 2nd down and 6 for Perkins County. Have plenty of time here with 4:25 and 3 timeouts to work with. See if they can get something going. They've turned it over on downs twice, punted twice so far. A couple 3 and outs in this game. 2nd and 6 from their own 19. Shotgun snap, they'll give it right side Ethan Seam. Across the 20, hit there at the 21. Push back, gain of 2, 3rd down and 4.
A little bit of surge. You know, the Irish have been able to really make some hay in the backfield on drop backs, but as far as just the runs in the middle, as you described in the pregame, those 3 front guys for the Plainsmen are awfully big. They're doing a pretty good job of not allowing penetration in the backfield. Now, they're not driving the Irish very far off the ball, so it's pretty rough sledding, but there isn't a lot of penetration.
7 carries, 20 yards for Seam. 3rd down and a long 3 just outside the 20-yard line. Shotgun snap here for Jaden. Receives it, will give it. Seam right side. Logan Dodson almost blows that play up. Can't get the tackle, but teammates come further back. Gale and Erickson throw him back at the 11-yard line. It'll be a loss of 10 yards, but Logan Dodson, boy, he blew that play up from the get-go.
He did. Right after I described how we hadn't had much penetration in the run game, and there goes Logan. He's 7 yards in the backfield.
That's a loss of 8. And he fought through that tackle and maybe lost a couple more yards on that. And for the 2nd straight possession, Perkins County only goes backwards. Now they'll punt right at their goal line. Foster with a foot in the end zone.
Single deep back here for the Irish again with Will.
Moats at his own 40. Fine. Both have been catchable punts. This one high, shorter. Moat's going to call for the fair catch and bobble it. It'll go right between his legs, though, and he'll just come down with it, and he'll take over at the 37-yard line of Perkins County. He had a defender right in front of him, and it kind of just fell right between his legs, and he was able to just fall down on it and hold on to the possession. 2:47 to go here in the second quarter. Good field position for St. Pat's at the Plainsman 37-yard line.
Yeah, that thing really hung up there, and Will kind of had to make a late move forward, and then there was a Plainsman defender there who, was just kind of trying to read where Will's going to catch it. Will had to kind of lunge forward to get his hands on it.
Irish have 2 timeouts, 37 yards to try to put more points on the board. Heirig's the lead lone setback after that 51-yard carry. Will he get another here? He will. Sweep left side for James to the outside and tackled in the backfield. 2 flags come in as well.
That's going to be a block in the back, I'm quite sure, there on the perimeter.
Heirig's lost a yard on that carry, and this might be the second penalty on the Irish. It is a holding penalty on St. Pat's. That'll back him up. Not the start Coach Johnson wanted on this drive.
No, the Irish were trying to get that edge defender for Perkins County locked up, and they got him locked up and got called for the hold there.
So they'll back this one up to the 32-yard line. It'll be 1st and 21 here for St. Pat's.
After the penalty, they'll mark it
Second penalty on North Platte St. Pat's. Now 2:43 to go. Clock starts to run again. Now you feel like you're going to need a big play on 1st or 2nd down to make a manageable 3rd down to really take a shot, even give a 4-down opportunity. We'll see what Irish do on 1st and 21. Clock under 2:30 and clicking, second quarter. Out front, 21-0. Playing without Jackson Roberts, went down with an injury. It's a counter left side. James Heirigs to the 35. Heirigs this time hit and corralled at the 37-yard line. Good hard run. They'll give him forward progress to the 38. Noyce in on the stop for the Plainsmen. It'll set up 2nd down around 15 or so.
That was a nice gain, a good burst there by James on the counter. They got it. It was pretty well blocked, and they got a nice burst up in there. And they might come back with counter pass here, where they had pretty good success there running James on the counter, and that's one of the play action passes that they have, and they might come back to that yet in this series on 2nd or 3rd.
Just like the athletes on the field quarter track, your heating and cooling units work hard, and service on them is sometimes needed when air conditioning stops running cold or your furnace shuts down. Call Langmeyer Heating and Cooling in North Platte, 534-5848. This time 2nd down and 15. Counter this near side to the 30-yard line. Will Motes down the sideline, 20-yard line. He'll step out at the 25. That'll give him the 1st down. He had some more room to run, but that time it was Jackson Weichert able to just push him out enough, and it'll be a 1st down run, though, for Will Motes of about 17 yards.
That's actually a pretty good play by Weichert to have somebody with Will's kind of speed and as much space. It was just the 2 of them in about a 10 or 12-yard window there, and Weichert was able to force him to the sideline, and Will kind of tried to set him up inside and get to the sideline, just didn't quite have enough room to stay in bounds.
Stepping out, though, does stop the clock down to the 25 of Perkins County. 91 seconds to go in the second quarter. Wing back left, this time single back set. Back to throw is Strashinsky. Plenty of time, steps his feet. He's going end zone. Airs his swap out in the near corner. Motes coming back for it at the end zone. In the back corner, he's got it for a touchdown. What a throw to the back corner. Back on the end line. 25-yard touchdown pass for Sam Strashinsky. His 4th pass of the year to the end zone.
And I think the Plainsman defender there thought he had a bead on it, and the ball just carried over him. It hung up there for a while, and Sam just put it right on Will there in the back of the end zone.
25-yard touchdown, and yeah, he didn't have a whole lot of room. Will kind of had to turn around and make sure he wasn't going through the back of the end zone. And St. Pat's gets one through the air for Will Motes. That's his 6th reception of the year, his 3rd for a touchdown, and it's 27-0 Irish. Extra point now by Motes to be attempted here, and a lot of pressure. He gets that one low, drives it through, though, and it'll be 28-0 North Platte St. Pat's. They lead over Perkins County. We have 1:23 to go in the second quarter. Back after this.
Find your favorite beverages at Quick Stop with fountain machines with flavor fusion shots, alligator ice slushies, 8 varieties to choose from, gourmet 100% Arabica house blend, and exclusive Seattle Buzz coffee. And for real shakes and smoothies. Pick up your Quick Rewards card today and start saving. Members enjoy rollback prices at the pump every Tuesday and Thursday. Quick Stop with the lowest beer prices in town and happy hour twice daily, and we never close. Quick Stop with 27 locations open 24/7.
When it comes time to honor the life of your loved one, it's all about the relationship. Adams & Swanson Funeral Home will help you celebrate that bond with assisting you and your family with all services, ceremonies, grief support, and pre-planning. Learn more by visiting adamswanson.com or by calling 532-2044.
Hosting a get-together, event, or party? Use Occasions in North Platte, the area's event venue for gatherings of up to 55 people inside with a beautiful outdoor patio as well. Occasions is where you want your event held. Call Allison at 534-2533 or Mike at 227-2602 to book today. Parking your RV, boat, jet ski, or camper? Park it at MDN LLC Storage. Conveniently located at North Lake Road, MDN LLC Storage is safe and secure with gated pin pad entry and security cameras monitoring 24/7. Call Faith at 532-1332 or Mike at 227-2602 to get your spot.
You really hope Sutton Tickle gets a touchback on when the commercials run a little long. He does. That one bounced into the end zone from about 7 yards out, had a good roll, and Perkins County gets it out to their own 15-yard line. Now a minute 23 to work with. Irish scoring a 3-play, 37-yard drive and a touchdown pass from Trushinsky to Moats. Makes it 28-0. Now Perkins County with a minute 23 to work with, 3 timeouts to see if they're aggressive. Looks like they're going to go wide set here with Jaden. Jaden 0 for 1 is all throwing. He's been effective through the air this year, at least statistically, but has not looked to do anything yet. Now you look to see that. 2 split to the far side, 1 to the near side for the Plainsmen. Seam will be the back on the left hip of him in the gun. And see if Perkins County can, first down always key, and now we're going to have a flag. We're going to have a delay game. Oh, do we get a timeout? Official Whitecap gave him timeout. Back judge gave him a flag, and I think we got the timeout first, so we'll take it. Minute 23 to go. Second quarter, we're back after this on Husker Radio.
A proven track record of success. It's what you expect, and that's what you get from Lindemeyer Law Office of North Platte. With more than 130 years of combined legal experience, the attorneys at Lindemeyer Law Office have handled it all with personalized and aggressive representation both in and out of the courtroom. Attorneys Robert Lindemeyer, Amanda Spikert, Kent Florum, Shantae Durham, and Kent Turnbull are ready. Having the right experience in court is critical. Call Lindemeyer Law Office at 308-534-6740 or visit flatrocklaw.com.
Floating in a livestock tank down Nebraska's waterways. Carhenge, North America's largest man-made forest. The only state where every home and business is served electrically by locally owned public power utilities. These things are unique to Nebraska, which is why we're proud to live here. Learn how public power helps power Nebraska's good life and get registered to win a uniquely Nebraska prize package by visiting publicpowered.com.
Timeout Perkins County. Here they work with minute 23 from their own 15-yard line. Same formation before they went to timeout. Man in motion. That's Lyon left, right to left. He'll hand it to him. He'll reverse it back around. Ball's fumbled back at the 5-yard line at the 4. He'll cover it up back at the 4. Crawling to it was Ryder Potts, but disaster for Perkins County back at their own 4-yard line. And now the Irish are going to take their second timeout, recognizing a minute 13. And you might try to get the ball back here, but boy, that was a double reverse there, jet sweep and then reverse. Lyon got it as he came in motion, and handoff to Potts was not clean at all. It's a huge loss back at the 4-yard line.
Yeah, and there wasn't, I don't think the faulty handoff wasn't really the result of pressure back there. There was room to operate, but everybody's running at full speed, and you know, those are the kinds of things you've repped them quite a bit in practice, but it's a little bit different. Everybody's running a little bit harder, and there's a little bit more going on when you get into game time, and if you're the staff for Perkins, that's a really disappointing play. Not because just of the loss, that's the obvious thing, but you know, that's a bullet that you had that you really felt like probably could work for you, and it looked like they did have some room maybe on the far side.
Maxwell 8-6 over Sutherland at the end of the first quarter, and Sandhills Valley leading Arapahoe 8-0 at the end of the first quarter in D1 action. Here's second out and 21, back at their own 4-yard line with a minute 13. I'd guess Perkins County going to play pretty conservative now to this point. This time they will quarterback keeper right side. Jaden trying to get the outside edge. He'll see a seam. He'll cut through across the 10, out to the 13 to the 14-yard line. That didn't look like it was going anywhere, and then all of a sudden he takes it for about 12 yards.
Yeah, there were a lot of green jerseys back there in the backfield, but evidently nobody could get off a block and make the tackle, and he just showed the good patience and was able to weave his way up in there.
Got 12 yards, sets up third down and 12 now, maybe a long 11, and the Irish used their final timeout with a minute to go And so they won't be able to stop the play if Perkins County keeps the ball in play and runs the clock. Won't be a whole lot of time left if you do get a fourth down stop or third down stop and have to force a fourth down. But Perkins County now a 3rd and 11. Do they think about being a little more aggressive after second down and 23 presented them?
Well, I think they'd be maybe a little hesitant to do that. Just they haven't had big plays and they haven't been able to protect Jaden well enough, I think, to get somebody down the field. That play was interesting because, I mean, a designed scramble or quarterback draw, and it developed really slowly. It looked like Jaden was caught pretty near the goal line and then ends up bursting up there for a nice gain.
Here's 3rd and 11 from their own 14. Shotgun snap, and they'll give it on a jet sweep. Fake the reverse to the outside. Weichert on the carry. He'll go down at the 18-yard line here with clock at 52 seconds. And Perkins County will have to punt after Weichert able to pick up about 5 yards. Hey, Jessica Braithwaite Photography wishes the Irish the best of luck this season. Jessica is both contemporary and timeless when illustrating your life. When it comes time to capture the moments, reach out to JBP on Facebook or at JessicaBraithwaitePhotography.com. Foster with 33 seconds and clicking to punt now. And Will Moats back deep. You're hoping for maybe a little magic here at the end of the first half. Up 28-0. Foster at his own 7-yard line. You milking the clock here. Now the hand goes up by the back judge. Clock at 10 seconds. Now they start to take it off. He receives it. Irish coming after him. Don't get to him. It's a shorter punt. It's going to bounce, and that might run out the clock. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. It's going to be picked up at the 35, and clock might have ran out if they wouldn't have touched it. They did, though, and the Irish are going to have one play at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, I don't think the coach is going to be real pleased with the guy that fielded the punt there. They could have got away with just the ball, even if it had continued to bounce and gone out of bounds. I don't think it would have happened before the clock was out.
So, I won't bring up the end of first half situation. So
suffice it to say we had an interesting end to the last half of the last home game.
Irish have it on their own 35. One play here, 1.7 seconds. They'll put one wide on the far side, one to the near side. Under center is Trushinsky from the 35. Back to throw. Trushinsky steps up, he'll throw air, end zone deep, corral, it is gone! Oh, what a play! Will Moats snags it! Holy cow! 35-yard touchdown pass! Sam Trushinsky.
Sam's going to have to hold for the extra point.
He's going to the locker room. We got one play to run, but what a throw! And what a better catch by Will Moats. That might be the play of the year for the Irish.
That's a Swift Arrow Center play of the game nominee.
Wow.
Just good, good recognition on Sam's part that there's really no risk here. Throw a ball into the end zone. Something good can happen. Your athlete can make a play on it like Will did, or if they catch it, so what? The half's over anyway.
My goodness, and now the extra point. Will drives that one real low, but he gets it over the upright. Not by much, and that will take us to half. Wow, what a play. A 35-yard touchdown pass to end the first half for the St. Pat's offense on one play, and they make it 35-0 at the end of the first. We will take a timeout here from Knights of Columbus Field. Come back with our halftime presented by the North Platte Catholic Schools Endowment. We'll come back and hear from Olivia Demas on Irish Intermission coming up here, and then we'll get you halftime numbers. Again, your score, 35-0 St. Pat's with the lead over Perkins County on Husker Radio.
Whether you're at the worksite or on the trailhead, you need an ATV that goes above and beyond the expected with the power and performance to work harder, technology to make every obstacle easier, and a time-tested promise of quality and dependability. When duty calls, you need the 2022 Honda 4Trax lineup. Available now at Budke Power Sports under the big red roof right off I-80 North Platte. Then you'll learn how life is better on a Honda ATV. For riders 16 years old and older, Honda recommends that all ATV riders take a training course and read the owner's manual thoroughly.
We've got the power.
Putting your family first. At Phelps Family Dentistry, we always go the extra mile for our patients. Whether it's helping them conquer their dental anxiety or helping them achieve the smile they've always dreamed of, our team strives to make sure every patient feels like family. Call 534-4040 to schedule your appointment or visit us on the web at phelpsdds.com. We would like to also wish St. Pat's Irish good luck this sports season.
Sandhills State Bank is a bank for Sandhillers. Families, entrepreneurs, teachers, nonprofits, farmers, nurses, contractors, ranchers, stylists, artists, retailers, professionals, outfitters, restaurateurs, mechanics. It takes all of us to make the Sandhills prosper, and Sandhills State Bank is here to help. Open an account today at sandhillstate.com/open or visit one of our 10 locations across the Sandhills to start growing the Sandhills together. Sandhills State Bank, member FDIC.
Now in our 20th year, the North Platte Bulletin remains committed to the principles we've had from the start. Independent news service, factual reporting, in-depth information about the city and this part of Nebraska, all presented at a handy price. We're not in it for money, power, or prestige. We just love what we do, giving you the information you need to know and better understand this area and your community. So give us a call, find us on the web or Facebook. Subscriptions are just $38 a year, despite runaway inflation.
Welcome back on Irish Intermission. We're talking with a St. Pat's senior, Olivia Demas. How are you?
Good.
How is senior year?
It's going by pretty fast.
Harder, tougher, easier than you thought?
It's pretty easy, I think.
I like it when they say that, because junior year's tough, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so then, I mean, that seems like on the surface it might be backwards, like you should get harder and harder. So, but it's probably nice taking a step back a little bit and being able to breathe for a year, right?
Yeah.
And you're pretty involved, I know. Tell me all the things you're involved in.
I'm involved in swing choir, band, marching band,
girls golf,
cheer, NHS, choir. Yeah.
You probably missed one, but that's because you're so involved, right? Let's talk girls golf, because I mean, it would if girls golf, of course, it was the first year with Coach Gale and first year ever for the program. Would you have gone out all 4 years if it had been here for a long time?
Yes.
Where did the love of golf come from?
Well, me and my friend used to go out and golf like over summer, like a year ago, and I kind of just like started enjoying it because like I'd compete, and I don't know, I just thought it was fun to do. How'd
the season go? I mean, how do you feel like you guys did?
I think we did pretty good for our first year. Like the team bonding was really good and we were really close. And I just think it was just like a time to have fun and do what we love.
Okay, golf can be a frustrating sport. It can be like just an unbearably frustrating sport at times. Did you experience that, or was it pretty fun?
Oh, yeah, it was really frustrating. I beat myself up all the time about like, oh, my shot should have been better, but it was really fun no matter what.
And I know looking at the scores, it looks like as a team you guys improved dramatically.
Oh, yeah, we did. And it was just like interesting to watch how high our score was at the beginning and then how low, because we just went over all of our scores yesterday and like what we shot and all that.
Had to feel good. Olivia Demas here with us, St. Pat's senior, and girls golf just wrapped up their inaugural season overall. I mean, did you guys set goals for your first season, or was it always just improve?
We set goals. We had like this team bonding at the beginning of the season out at the Coach Gale's cabin, and we set goals on this big paper, and we'd look at that like every practice, basically.
How about Coach Gale? What do you like about her?
Oh, I just loved how she pushed us and like told us that we could get better, and like she helped us one-on-one since there was very little girls, but I really enjoyed her positivity.
Olivia Demas here with us. You're a cheerleader, of course, so pretty involved in that right now, and probably ready for a cold game, huh?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And it may be a few here for the football team, for sure. I mean, this might be one of the deeper runs they've had in a while, I hope. So you're probably going to be ready for. Do you like cheering in the cold?
Not really. I like basketball more.
Does it bother you? I mean, you can bundle up, but you can't bundle up too much because you got to still represent at least the school, right?
Yep.
So it makes it difficult, but I imagine, has cheer been going pretty good?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's how it's been all 4 years, I guess. And I mean, we're getting to the end and it's kind of sad, but also kind of exciting.
Right. Let's talk your senior year. Are you ready to graduate?
Yes.
Yes, that was a definitive yes. Is Mom ready?
I don't think so.
Will there be tears? Is she a crier?
Not really.
Not really?
So.
No, that's good. Crying's overrated. So what do you want to do once you graduate?
I want to train service animals and run my own business like what Don Brocious did.
Oh.
But I think I'm going to go here, get my business done, and then go to Curtis and do vet tech, and then move to Southeast for training and continuing education.
Kind of like mapped out perfect.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's an interesting field, training service animals. Where do you get that from?
I really don't know. I'm trying to figure that out, but I think I'm going to go to like the blind school and just like learn how to like work with them and see where it goes from there.
That's a job though. Somebody's got to do it, right?
Yeah.
And it's a very important one. So good for you. Well, best of luck with that. Best of luck your senior year, and stay warm during these football games. All right.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Olivia Demas, again here on Irish Intermission. More halftime coming up after this.
The Bishop? The Bishop's here?
What, the Bishop?
The Bishop's in town?
What the Pope?
The Bishop's in town?
Hi, I'm Aaron Bishop, partnered with Russ Jones at Bishop Jones Law. Born and raised in Grant, Nebraska, with an office in Kearney. Whether you need me for your jury trial or Russ to clean up your complicated mess, contact us today.
I'm Russ Jones, and I approve of this message.
Bishop Jones Law. Bishop Jones Law.
Are you tired of fixing that old fallen down fence? Or maybe you're just ready to replace the one you have. Lazy TS Custom Fencing in North Platte is here to help. I'm Travis Cooley, the owner of Lazy TS Custom Fencing, and I specialize in all fencing needs, from barbed wire in the sandhills to the backyard fence in town. I also offer tank setting, snow removal, and any skid loader service required. Call today for a free estimate, 308-539-9579. Lazy TS Custom Fencing of North Platte.
Ollie, you need to clean up your fishing and hunting gear. It's everywhere.
I'm out of room. I don't have anywhere to put it.
Get some storage at Another Storage. They have sizes for everything.
I already have some there.
Well, get another. Another Storage, 532-1332.
Welcome back on Husker Radio. It's 8:04 Central Time. You're listening to KODY North Platte with translator K291BW North Platte and 106.1 FM. Tater Struckman with the half here, presented by the North Platte Catholic Schools Endowment. St. Pat's leading Perkins County 35-0. Irish score on the last play of that first half. A monster throw by Sam Trushinsky to Will Moats from 35 yards out. Second touchdown pass to Will Moats. He also has a rushing touchdown and a huge late score there that gives St. Pat's the 35-0 lead here at the halftime break. North Platte, St. Pat's, and Perkins County here. And big story also came, though, in the first half with Jackson Roberts went down with a knee injury. Looked like maybe a leg injury. 8 carries, 78 yards, and a touchdown, but he went out and has not returned. I don't think you'll probably see him for the rest of this game either, and hope the best for that. You hope that's nothing too serious and he can get back at some point yet this year, but he needed a lot of help to get off the field, and so we'll obviously ask Coach once this one's over to find that here at the half again, 35-0. St. Pat's got the ball right away, went 2 plays, 65 yards thanks to Jackson Roberts, a 64-yard touchdown run. Forced a turnover on downs, got it at the Plainsman 37, went 5 plays and a 16-yard touchdown run from Will Moats, made it 13-0. Then teams traded, 3 and out. Irish lost a fumble by Roberts, held Perkins County, though, at their own 19-yard line, the St. Pat's 19-yard line for a turnover on downs. Then St. Pat's turned it over on downs. After that, a Plainsman 3 and out. Then St. Pat's lost Jackson Roberts in that drive midway through the second quarter. James Hyriggs, though, comes in and goes 51 yards to pay dirt. That made it 21-0. Forced another 3 and out with 2:47 to go. 3 plays, 37-yard touchdown, 37-yard drive, a 25-yard pass from Trushinsky to Moats. Forced another 3 and out, able to stop the clock or get the ball with 1.7 seconds to go after the punt. And if Moats returns that punt at all, time runs out. Instead, Irish get 1 play. It's a 35-yard touchdown pass from Trushinsky to Moats, and that makes it 35-0. That was a huge play for the Irish at the end of the first half. Let's get your numbers brought to you by Condon Signs, North Platte's only locally owned full-service sign company. Condon Signs creates custom monument signs, pylon signs, commercial awnings, and they'll service your existing sign. Quality and knowledge since 1991. Visit them on the corner of 8th and Vine or at condonsigns.com. For North Platte St. Pat's, oh boy, talk about offense. 272 first half yards on the ground. 197 on 23 carries. Roberts, 8 carries, 78 yards, a touchdown, and a fumble lost. Will Moats, 8 carries, 60 yards, and a touchdown. Sam Trushinsky, 3 carries, 2 yards. And James Hyriggs, 4 carries, 57 yards. He does have a touchdown as well. Trushinsky through the air, easily his most prolific first half. 3 for 5. 75 yards and 2 touchdowns. His previous high, 3 for 5, 68 yards against Bridgeport in the season opener. He hadn't completed 3 passes since then. He's not thrown for 2 touchdowns until now in a single game. And he also has 2 completions to Moach for 60 yards, 2 touchdowns, and Brecken Erickson has a 15-yard completion as well. 1 turnover, 10 first downs, 2 penalties, 15 yards for St. Pat's. Meanwhile, for Perkins County, Irish defensively did a job. 10 first-half yards for the Plainsmen, all on the ground. 20 carries, 10 yards. Ethan Seam, 8 carries, 12 yards. Dawson Jaden, 5 carries for 3. Weichert got a carry for 5. And Foster, 5 carries, 2 yards. Potts, 1 carry for a loss of 12. They had a couple big negative plays, couple sacks, and that big negative on a double reverse that knocked down their rushing yards. Jaden threw the air 0 for 1. No turnovers, 1 first down, 1 penalty for the Plainsmen of 15 yards. That's getting your halftime numbers brought to you by Condon Signs. St. Pat's leading Perkins County here 35-0. We'll take a break, come back and get you some area scores, set you up for the start of the second half when we return from Knights of Columbus Field on Husker Radio.
This is Nelson Jett of Team Perlinger & Jett of Great Plains Realty in North Platte. Give us a call for all of your real estate needs. Whether you are buying or selling, we are here to help you with your next move. Make sure to check us out at teamperlingerandjet.com. As proud supporters of the St. Patrick's Irish, we are excited to wish them the best of luck in their 2022-2023 school year activities. Go Irish!
At Allo, we think you deserve the fiber things in life, like binging your favorite TV shows and movies buffer-free, next level, lag-free gaming, and video calls without frozen faces. So say goodbye to lag and buffering and hello to super fast fiber internet with dedicated 24/7 support for total peace of mind. Plus, no hidden fees, no expiration dates, and no contracts, ever. From dependable service to exceptional support, experience the fiber things with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/fiberthings.
Lincoln County Feed Yard reminds you, when it's time to eat Nebraska beef. Real food for real people. It's pro-America and pro-Nebraska. The Lincoln County Feed Yard is a proud supporter of the North Platte St. Patrick's Athletics. Eat beef tonight and go Irish.
No matter who you are and where you're going, Mid-Plains is here for you. The differences of our campuses make us stronger. Our shared mission propels us forward. You can't define us as one person, one town, one place. We are many, in pursuit of something bigger, together. With 6 individual campuses supporting a vast and determined region. We are Mid-Plains Community College.
You want to support North Platte Catholic Schools? One great way is to support the Bargain Bin, a thrift store located at 421 East 3rd Street in North Platte. The Bargain Bin is open Fridays and Saturdays, 10 to 3, and sells everything from household items, crafts, clothing of all sizes, including children's, bedding, holiday decorations, antiques, and furniture. Plus, your donations are accepted with drop-off Monday through Thursday, 9 to noon, and Friday and Saturday, 10 to 3. After hours, call St. Pat's Catholic Church. All proceeds benefit the North Platte Catholic Schools.
Back here at the half, North Platte St. Pat's leading Perkins County by a score of 35-0 here at the break. And ready for the start of the second half. Couple score updates on our family of networks. Maxwell leading Sutherland 14-6. That's key because if St. Pat's wins this game, they will be the number 1 seed in the west of the D1 bracket. And Maxwell with a win very well could be that 6th team that St. Pat's would see next Thursday. Southern Valley, big lead, or Sandoz Valley, big lead over Arapahoe. 36-0 at the half of that one. They're into the playoffs for sure, win or lose, and looking like they're helping their seed out here today. Again, St. Pat's 35, Perkins County 0. Getting ready for the start of the second half. We'll come back with it right after this on Husker Radio.
Convenient access, quality service, community focused. This is Pathology Services of North Platte, providing medical testing that is easy, convenient, and efficient. With 2 convenient locations in the Westfield Shopping Center and in the Health Pavilion, Pathology Services is available for all your testing needs. You can count on us to get your laboratory test results to you and your doctors as quickly as possible. Pathology Services, the name you know, the results you trust.
Academics, athletics, band, music, speech, drama, art, quiz bowl, Skills USA, cheer, dance. The North Platte Catholic Schools are thrilled to offer something special for every student. I'm Brad Braithwaite.
And I'm Maddie Krebs, and we are the activities directors for St. Pat's High School. The fall sports season is the perfect time to say hello and thank you to our sponsors, fans, parents, and athletes. We are grateful for everyone who supports the Irish on the field, the court, and in the classroom.
Stay up to date this season by checking the calendar on Sycamore and the North Platte Catholic Schools Facebook page. Go Irish.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance.
For a no-hassle quote, see local Shelter Insurance agents Pete Bowles or Brent Rocco in North Platte today.
North Platte welcomes Hilton True Wide's newest brand, True Hotel. You'll be greeted by their spacious lobby and friendly staff. Play a game of pool or relax on the patio by the fire pit with your favorite beverage from the well-stocked pantry, including wine and beer. Enjoy a state-of-the-art 55-inch television in your room and complimentary hot breakfast buffet. Earn and redeem Hilton's Honor Points. Book your True Guaranteed Best Rate at Hilton.com. The True by Hilton at exit 179 just off I-80 North Platte.
Welcome back here to Knights of Columbus Field. Tanner Struckman, Bill O'Malley. On the broadcast, St. Pat's leading 35-0. Getting ready for the start of the second half. Coach, before we get to the second half, I do got to give a shout-out. Cross-country districts today. Boys district title. Dax Connick 3rd, Porter Connick 5th, Billy Tolstead 7th, Andrew Brocious 9th, Dimitri Pettit 10th. That's without Jared Miles, didn't run. And Braylon Gifford, different district champion on the girls' side. So pretty darn good day for cross-country for the Irish.
Been a good season. And a good season, and you know, closing out that portion of it with just the state meet left in good fashion. And as you said, doing that on the boys' side without the benefit of their top runner in Jarrett.
Here's Sutton Tickle kicking it off left to right. High end over end kick. That'll go all the way to the back of the end zone. Lyon looks at it, and Perkins County will bring it out to their own 15-yard line. First half, pretty solid for St. Pat's defensively, Coach. I don't know if you heard it, but 10 yards in the first half for Perkins County. The Irish defense put together their best half defensively of the year.
Yeah, it was really outstanding, and a couple of 10-yard gains in there for the Plainsmen, but a couple of pretty big losses as well, and canceled a lot of that yardage, and it's been difficult to get much of an opening up the field. They've been able to get a little bit of a surge in their power run game, but hard to get anything really down the field.
So 1st and 10, Perkins County. We'll see a running clock here with that 35-point rule in effect. Here's a tight formation if you've ever seen one. I formation. This time they will give it off the right side. Foster, and nothing doing. Maybe a half yard. 2nd and 9 coming up. Foster just has had no room to work with. 6 carries for 3 yards so far. On first down, gets maybe 1.
That was tight, and not just tight in terms of no split outs, but tight like foot to foot. And the guards were in a 4-point stance, I think. It looked like a goal line stand on the defensive side the way they were aligned there.
Perkins County running a different lineman out, and Eli Busick, 5'7" senior, seeing this first action on that right guard. 2nd down and 9 for the Plainsman offense here. Back to that stacked-in formation. I mean, it's not far from tight end to tight end. 2nd down and 9 this time. Off the near side, Foster. Nowhere to go. Irish get a tackle for loss, or maybe just nothing doing. It'll bring up 3rd down and 9 as Foster coming up a little shaky after the tackle as well. And he's going to try to limp it off. I think he might have to come out here after the once we get to 3rd and 9, as he might get some attention here from the training staff.
Maybe an ankle. I can't tell for sure, but maybe an ankle.
And so Foster might get looked at here. Coach Collins is out. Now the training staff is out. Of course, earlier today, Jackson Roberts went down with an injury, and so it's been, and this is 2 starting running backs getting injured here. Foster trying to shake this one off, and he'll come off on his own power. Maybe Mason Toner coming in for him, the junior, who was the quarterback last week. when Dawson Jaden didn't play. Perkins County's had their fair share of injuries. Without Casey Hansen today, you see there's several on the near sideline that are out in street clothes today for Perkins County. 3rd down and 9 coming up from their own 16. 11:02 with a 35-0 St. Pat's lead here.
Yeah, the Irish have been equal to the task on these first 2 downs in really stacking it up front there, and they'll have to continue to do that if this is the approach that the Plainsmen are going to take.
Jaden I formation, sweep right side. Toner catches it, 15 to the outside of the 17, ushered out of bounds. Really nice play on that far side by St. Pat's. Will Moats to gain of maybe a yard. It'll be 4th down and 8, and a punt situation for the Plainsmen, a 3 and out.
Yeah, that play was strung out nicely. I think it might have been Seth Engler maybe on that side did a really nice job of forcing it clear wide, and then Will came up and made the play on the sideline.
So Moats back to receive a punt. I mentioned during halftime that if he catches that punt right before half, time runs out unless he scores, obviously. The Irish won't get that last touchdown. He let it go. It was down by a Plainsman with 1.7 seconds to go, and Irish were able to score on a 35-yard touchdown pass on the final play. Here they come after the punt. Don't get to it. Low punt, and Moats going to let it bounce. Now we'll pick it up late, and he'll fall forward to the 40-yard line. It was a late decision by 21 to grab that, and he just kind of picks it up and falls forward right at midfield. That's where St. Pat's gets it. Running clock, 9:47 here in our 3rd quarter, leading 35-0.
And I don't think Will had any designs of making a big return on that. He was just trying to avoid more lost yardage by the ball tumbling dead, and it was rolling along pretty quickly, so a heady play there by Will.
So right ball at midfield. See this starting group probably out here for this possession here. And obviously James Hyrig's replacing Jackson Roberts, who went out in the 2nd quarter. Under center is Trashinsky with an I formation. Moats is the fullback. They will sweep near side for James Hyrig's to the 40. Falling blockers to the 35, ushered out right there after a gain of 5. Pushed out on the play by Juan Perez and also 22, Oscar Bolt.
Yeah, pretty well blocked. I mean, James was able to just run up behind his blockers and get the 4 and nearly 5 yards there.
Already a career high for him for certain. He had 31 yards on 7 carries against Maxwell last week. 3 touchdowns already, now 4 on the season for Hyrigs with that 51-yarder earlier today. 2nd and 6, clock running, 8:45 in our 3rd quarter. Our scoreboard brought to you by Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us. Learn more at nppd.com. Under center, Trashinsky from the Plainsman 35. Sweep left side this time. Hyrigs hit the backfield. Toner met him well. Back at the 39, maybe 38-yard line of St. Pat's. That's going to be a big loss. It'll be 3rd down and 12.
Yeah, Toner might have kind of read that. It seemed like he really had the jump. I think the jump on the snap and a little sense of maybe what the Irish were going to be doing there. Came across the line of scrimmage really hard. Really was no opportunity for any of the Irish blockers to get a body on him.
See if Trashinsky looks to throw. 3 for 5, couple touchdowns. Last time an Irish quarterback threw for 2 touchdowns in a game. Hershey last year, 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Here's 3rd down and 12. Back to throw Trashinsky with time. He'll throw it out near side. Almost intercepted. That was a nice defensive play there by Bolt. Swats that one away from Brecken Erickson. 22 went up high. If he didn't get that, Brecken's got a good chance to get the first, but Bolt jumped up and swatted it out of the air and knocks it down. It'll be a 4th down and a punt for St. Pat's.
That was a really well-played ball. It looked for a moment like it might carry over top of Bolt and reach Brecken, but he made a nice leaping attempt at it and was able to bat it away.
3 punts this season for Brecken Erickson is all. This is game 8. 26-yard average here. Return man sees a beauty punt, but this is going to go into the end zone. This would have been a good one from about his own 5-yard line. It's going to go about 25 yards through the back of the end zone as well, and it'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out with 7:10 to go here in our 3rd quarter. St. Pat's leading Perkins County 35-0. A pair of 3 and outs for both squads to start the 2nd half.
Yeah, that was a really nice punt. He really drove that thing, and you know, the flight of a good punt, that thing was really spiraling and carried well into the end zone.
Viera Wireless in North Platte is your home for cell phone and internet needs, providing consistent, clear connections across Nebraska, including rural areas. Viera is also the provider for our connections tonight to make our broadcast possible. Check out Viera Wireless, 1320 South Cottonwood in North Platte. 1st and 10, Plainsmen from their own 15-yard line. I formation, counter right side, nowhere to go. Tackle for loss. Mason Toner brought down. Sam Scholes, loss of 1.
Really great quickness on Sam's part there. Just shot the gap and read that counter play and got directly to the ball carrier.
So 2nd down and 11 after the gain of 1. Mentioned Toner was the quarterback last week against Maxwell. He rushed for 150 yards on the season. They didn't throw a lot with him last week, and I'm a little surprised at how little they've thrown today. 0 for 1 is all. Again, Jaden came in on the season through the air, 59%, 400 yards and 8 scores. Just haven't looked to do that at all. 2nd and 11, under 6 to go here in the 3rd quarter. He'll turn, give it right side Toner again. Toner falls forward, gain of 2. And it'll set up 3rd down and probably about 8 for the Plainsman offense.
Yeah, it's just been, I think what's really deterred them from throwing it much is they just haven't shown the ability to protect Jaden at all back there, and they've taken a couple really big losses in their pass attempts, and so I think that's probably a lot of the thinking on this sideline.
3rd down and 8. We haven't seen a whole lot of Ethan Seam either. 8 carries, 12 yards in the first half. He's the fullback. Deep back, I believe maybe is Foster on 3rd down and 8. Back to throw is Jaden. Pressure comes again, throws it. Oh, is that intercepted by Gale on the sideline? It is. What a play. Thomas Gale comes up with an INT, his 2nd INT of the year.
Yeah, Thomas just undercut that ball. It was just a little pass out in the flat, and Thomas had good coverage and cut underneath it. Made a nice high hands catch.
First turnover for Perkins County. Gale's 3rd turnover forced this season, and the Irish take over at the Plainsman 17-yard line here with the clock ticking under 5 to go in our 3rd quarter. Out front, 35-0. 1st and 10 for the green and gold. Under center, Trzynski, quarterback boot right side, has some blockers to the outside. And that blocking falls apart, slips a tackle with a 15. He'll take a shot at the 10, falls forward to the 8-yard line. Good physical finish there. A 9-yard run for Trzynski. That play initially looked really good. Then it didn't look so good. Turned out to be 9 yards.
Yeah, that had some twists and turns. I thought maybe he maybe could have cut it up. Then he ran it outside. Then he kind of froze and stopped and let the pursuit go by him and cut back to the inside, and really had a good physical finish and delivered a blow on the end there.
2nd and a long 1 at the Plainsman 9-yard line. Under 4 to go in our 3rd quarter. This time it's Moats pushing his way to the right side now to the 5. Moats looking for the end zone. He's in. His 4th touchdown of the game. 2nd on the ground, and St. Pat's with 3:50 to go in the 3rd quarter makes it 41-0.
Yeah, and speaking of delivering a blow, Will put a pretty good pop on the defender there right at the goal line. I think he was going to angle to the pylon, and the defender kind of froze and was trying to make him decide, and Will just lowered his shoulder and finished it straight through into the end zone.
9 carries, 69 yards for Moats on the ground. He's back on to add the extra point for North Platte St. Pat's. 1 block, but he's made 3 today. And a 2-play, 17-yard drive after the INT by Gale. In motion is Irish to the outside. That's going to allow one guy to go out there to follow him and open up the extra point here for St. Pat's to put it up and through. They lead Perkins County 42-0. 3:50 to go, 3rd quarter. We're back after a break on Husker Radio.
That's an Irish first down. Hi, everybody. Joe from Swift Auto Center of North Platte, reminding you, when you're in the market for your next car, truck, or SUV, give us a look. Gretchen and I will treat you right. We have newer model, lower mile vehicles at prices you'll love. We are Swift Auto Center, 821 East 4th in North Platte, and on the web, swiftautocenter.com. We hope to see you soon, and go Big Green!
This is Trey Wasserman with TD Angus at Richel Ranch. Join us at our annual bull sale on March 17th, 2023 on St. Patty's Day, where we sell 400 Angus bulls. Look us up on Facebook or tdangus.com. Go Irish.
When injury or trouble finds you, what do you look for in a lawyer? How about someone with over 30 years experience handling civil lawsuits and criminal cases right here in western Nebraska? How about someone who doesn't charge you for every stamp and envelope or bill you for every fraction of an hour spent working on your case? How about someone who will actually talk with you and meet with you about your case? You can have all that by calling me, Marty Trzynski, at 534-4837.
Another touchback in commercial by Sutton Tickle. We'll have to come up with a name for that. A Tickle touchback in commercial here, and Perkins County takes over. 3:50 to go here in our 3rd quarter. St. Pat's 42-0. Plainsmen bring it out to their own 15 here and go to work offensively. St. Pat's out front here, 42-zip. Isaac Irish, Sutton Tickle are out there now on the defensive side. It's kind of a pseudo mix here for the St. Pat's defenders. Seth Engler playing back as a linebacker right now. And here's Perkins County, 2-split to the far side, and a shotgun set for Jaden. Seam is back on his left hip, sends a man in motion in Weichert. We got a flag before that it gets going. And delay a game. Perkins County took too long there. And only their second penalty. It has been a quiet day for the officials today. 4 penalties is all in this game.
There just hasn't really been much. I can hardly think of a situation. I think the Irish got called for a hold, but everybody kind of saw that happen on the perimeter. That was a pretty straightforward deal. And then outside of that, there just hadn't been much to discuss as far as that goes.
So 1st and 15, back at the 10, man in motion again is Weichert near side. Matthew Phelps back at the 5-yard line, brings him down. He anchors the right tight end spot. Another TFL for him, his 9th of the year. It lost 5 more, it's 2nd and 20.
Yeah, he really just ran right through the block and made that play. And then Sam Scholes and I think Braxton Richards out there, and then James Hyrigs came up from the corner spot as well.
That's 2nd and 20 now, 3:22 to go in our third quarter. St. Pat's 42-0. Hey, if you're ready to build, Lee Davies Architecture can take you from design to done, including permits, bidding, and construction. A full-service commercial architecture firm with consulting engineers. Lee Davies has 25 years in the industry. Call today to start building, 530-9138. Plainsmen at their own 5. Step pass far side, caught by Weichert at the 3. He will get back to the 4-yard line. That'll be a loss of 1 on the first completion of the game for Perkins County.
There were a lot of guys that had something to do with that play, but Brecken actually blitzed, got his hands up, and then after the pass came out to the flat there, or on the screen there, he rushed out there and put a pretty good hit on the receiver. So just, again, with the kind of speed and athleticism to go with his size and physicality.
3rd and 20, trips near side, Jaden. In the shotgun set, steps up, now looking to run to the far side, goes down from behind, just outside of his own end zone. I think maybe
that's
Brecken caught him from behind. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line, and Perkins County started that drive at the 15 and went back 3 straight plays. They'll punt from, they'll call it about the 1-yard line.
Yeah, this makes it a little tight on the punt. You know, even a wild punt snap, sometimes you end up stepping on the end line, and so this is a difficult spot for Perkins County.
Well, Erickson came in with 17.5 tackles for loss. I got to imagine he's near 20 now with that one. Foster with his heels on the end line to punt. Will Moats back deep, and is that Sutton Tickle back there with him. So 2 back. This one, high spiraling kick, catchable for Moats. He will call for the fair catch at the 28-yard line. Good late decision. He had somebody breathing down his neck, and St. Pat's will take over at the Plainsman 28. Minute 35 to go here in our third quarter, leading 42-0.
Yeah, really an outstanding effort for the Irish on defense now, and I would guess now that with the last couple of possessions, the total yardage might be negative, is it, Tanner? Or very close to?
It would be very close to. I believe it might be 4 yards. That's pretty quick math there, and that was never my strong suit, so bear that in mind. Journalism major, didn't 1 math class in college, that was it. From the 28-yard line, playing on Plainsman's side. This time Sutton Tickle under center, gives it to James Hyrigs, and off the left side, 23, takes it down inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. Gain of 3, maybe 4 for Hyrigs. Statistics was the class for what it's worth.
Right.
A B.
Set the lineup here a little bit. I think Isaac Irish is in there at fullback, Tickle then at quarterback. Cooper Swanson's in at 1 tight end. Ben Melton is in there at guard. I think Braxton Richards is snapping the ball. I think Tyler Townsend's the tight end on the far side, and then Cade Brandt, the left guard.
So 2nd down and a long 6 here. 18 seconds to go. Final play of the third quarter. Sutton Tickle, the freshman quarterback, under center. This group's gotten a lot of time this year. Fullback gets it. That's Gale. Hit it in the line. Push back. Maybe falls forward for a half-yard gain. That'll end our third quarter of play. North Platte St. Pat's commanding lead over Perkins County, 42-0. We'll go to the fourth from Knights of Columbus Field after this.
Find your favorite beverages at Quick Stop with fountain machines with flavor fusion shots, alligator ice slushies, 8 varieties to choose from. Gourmet 100% Arabica House Blend and exclusive Seattle Buzz Coffee. And for real shakes and smoothies. Pick up your quick rewards card today and start saving. Members enjoy rollback prices at the pump every Tuesday and Thursday. Quick Stop with the lowest beer prices in town and happy hour twice daily, and we never close. Quick Stop with 27 locations open 24/7.
When it comes time to honor the life of your loved one, it's all about the relationship. Adams and Swanson Funeral Home will help you celebrate that bond with assisting you and your family with all services, ceremonies, grief support, and pre-planning. Learn more by visiting adamswanson.com or by calling 532-2044.
Hosting a get-together, event, or party? Use Occasions in North Platte, the area's event venue for gatherings of up to 55 people inside with a beautiful outdoor patio as well. Occasions is where you want your event held. Call Allison at 534-2533 or Mike at 227-2602 to book today. Parking your RV, boat, jet ski, or camper? Park it at MDN LLC Storage. Conveniently located at North Lake Road, MDN LLC Storage is safe and secure with gated pin-pad entry and security cameras monitoring 24/7. Call Faith at 532-1332 or Mike at 227-2602 to get your spot.
Start of the fourth quarter, a 3rd down and 8. James Hyriggs gets a sweep right. He'll get 3 to about the 22-yard line. It'll be 4th down and about 4 for North Platte St. Pat's here with 11:39 to go, up 42-0 here over Perkins County from the Plainsmen. Well, caught 23-yard line here. Irish looking like they might bring them out to go forward here with this second group out there, as Hyriggs now 8 carries, 62 yards today. So here's a 4th down, long 4, maybe close to 5 yards. Sutton Tickle has him set. And he'll turn, he'll quarterback run out into the near side. He's going to throw for the first time, and he'll complete it to Gale for a 1st down to the 10. Tickle took a shot. That was a nice play by the freshman.
That's a tremendous play. The athletic part of it was impressive in avoiding the sack and kind of turning his shoulders and getting squared and throwing the accurate ball, but just the poise. You know, he was really under some pressure there and was able to keep his head up and keep looking downfield and put the ball right on Thomas.
Had to turn his body completely to get that one, get straightened out to throw a nice pass to Gale, who caught his first pass of the year. St. Pat's got 1st and goal at the 10-yard line. 10:33 to go. Big 4th down conversion for this second group. Under center this time, Tickle. Sweep right side, Mason Giebler. Freshman gets his first carry to the outside, trying to find a seam, won't. He'll get pushed out for a gain of 2. 2nd and goal, caught right at the 9-yard line, gain of 1.
Yeah, they did a nice job. Plainsman did a nice job of stringing it out there. Mason just really never had any opportunity to turn the ball up.
So 2nd and goal from the 9, 10:09 to go. 4th quarter, St. Pat's convincing game here over Perkins County. Looking to get into the playoffs now as the number 1 seed in the West next week. That would be on Thursday night. Maxwell-Sutherland certainly a game of interest, because if Maxwell wins, I think there's a pretty good chance that they might be the 16 seed. That's who St. Pat's might see.
Now the wild card in that is that line can shift a little bit with one team being in and one team being out, but Maxwell's certainly in play on that.
Here's a fullback carry off the right side and gain of 1. Might be Isaac Irish on the carry there. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 8 for sure, no matter what happens. No, it was Gale, gain of 1.
Yeah, Gale's had a couple carries have been pretty tough going. He had the nice catch, of course, and then also the nice interception as well.
HD Management's ready to put their half a century of experience to work for you, whether it's farm and ranch management, ag appraisals, or ag real estate sales. See Kurt Pieper, Hank Nicely, or Justin Pieper at HD Management in North Platte. A 3rd and goal from the 8, 9:08 and clicking here in this one. St. Pat's 42-0 here at home over Perkins County. Pro set. Irish and Giebler in the backfield for Sutton Tickle. This time veer right. Giebler gets the carry. Not much. He got hit right away. Maybe a yard, 3rd or 4th down and goal from about the 7-yard line.
Both those guys in the backfield there, Irish and Giebler, have the good speed. I think just get a little seam, but just hasn't been much running room there.
Well, they got a 4th down earlier in the game, about 5 yards. This one 4th and goal from the 7. Yeah, if anything, they've worked about 5 minutes off the clock with this drive. 8th play of the drive coming up, easily the longest for either team. 4th and goal from the 7. Single back is Giebler. Wing back right is Thomas Gale. Sutton Tickle under center. He'll receive it. Back to throw. Tickle. Pressure coming. Hit as he throws. Incomplete. Well short. Couldn't get into the end zone with the pressure. It'll be a turnover on downs. Perkins County will have it with 8:07 here to go in our fourth quarter.
Yeah, Sutton did a good job of just getting the ball out of there and trying to give it a chance. He just couldn't put enough on it for anybody to have a real chance to catch it.
And Jessica Braithwaite Photography wishes the Irish the best of luck this season. Jessica is both contemporary and timeless when illustrating your life. When it comes time to capture your moments, reach out to JBP on Facebook or at JessicaBraithwaitePhotography.com. Perkins County takes over at their own 7-yard line here. Down 42-0. Your secondary group defensively out there for St. Pat's. Jaden in at quarterback in the shotgun set. He will give it to Seam off the left side. Seam out to the 10, to the 11, maybe 12-yard line. Gain of 5 on first down. Boy, you go back, that first carry for Perkins County was a 10-yard rush by Ethan Seam. And they, I think maybe now have about 9 yards of total offense in the game. I mean, it's just been this has been an incredible job by the Irish defense.
It really has, and I think it even picked up a notch. You know, when Jackson went down, I think there was a bit of a realization that, hey, we're really going to have to be able to do this thing defensively. And they've done a good job, an admirable job offensively too, but the defense really tightened up then.
Second down and 5 from their own 12-yard line. This time they will give it to Seam up the middle again. He's a hit across the 15, thrown forward to the 18-yard line. First down run, 6 yards for Ethan Seam. That is the second first down for Perkins County of the game.
That was Braxton Richards on the tackle, and Luke Ekdahl is in there at tackle also, is getting a nice push up front. And Swanson and Townsend are the 2 defensive ends, and Irish and Gale at linebacker, and Tickle and Giebler at corner.
Plainsmen out to their own 18-yard line. 6:18 now to go in this game. Pistol set this time for Jaden. He will pitch it out to Seam. Cuts back across the grain. He'll get to the 20. Fights through a tackle to the 25. Giebler just tripped him up. He'll get out to the 33. First down run for Ethan Seam, and Giebler saved the touchdown.
Yeah, he did. That was a good tackle. He got low, did what he could. He wasn't going to be able to hit him up high. He did a nice job of tripping him up.
15-yard run for Seam, 11 carries, 38 yards for Ethan Seam, the senior tailback for Perkins County, as they move it out to their own 32-yard line. 5:40 to go here in this one. North Platte St. Pat's likely will be back, though, at home next Thursday night for a playoff game here at Knights of Columbus Field against an opponent to be determined. Shotgun snap, this time option left side for Jaden. Pitches it, Seam catches it near sideline 35. Tiptoeing, ushered out. Goes out on his own accord right at midfield. 9-yard gain on first down.
Yeah. Laddick Houston's in there at one of the corner spots now, and the Irish are doing a pretty good job. The Plainsmen have kind of found something with that wide run with Seam something.
Just like the athletes on the field quarter track, your heating and cooling units work hard, and service on them is sometimes needed. When the air conditioning stops running cold or your furnace shuts down, call Langmeyer Heating and Cooling in North Platte for service or a new unit altogether. That's Langmeyer Heating and Cooling of North Platte, 534-5848. Right at midfield, 4:50 to go, Perkins County, 2nd and 1. Jaden this time gives it. Seam left side. Seam slips one tackle, and Isaac Irish and company will eventually bring him down. Seam pushing the pile to the 30-yard line, and a first down run of 10 more.
Yeah, really a good physical run there by Seam.
Plainsman with 3 first downs on this drive, but this secondary Irish defense, they're at least making them work for it. They're not giving up the big play. This will be the 6th play of the drive.
Yeah, there were a couple pretty good hits put on Seam there. Just a little bit of a size mismatch makes it tough.
Seam will come out, Weichert in. Our game coverage brought to you by Dave's Place. Next time you're hungry, head to Dave's Place in North Platte for the best homemade pizza and wings. Dine-in, carry-out, and online ordering available. It is Dave's Place in North Platte. 1st and 10, clock at 4 minutes now to go in the game. Pistol set for Jaden, low snap, picks it up off the ground, pitches out to Weichert. That's flushed out well. Irish read that one well, and on that far side, Cooper Swanson on the stop for a tackle for loss of 1.
Really a good play by Cooper Swanson. I mean, there were other people there, but Cooper was kind of the first one to burst through into the backfield and then hung on and made the tackle.
Cooper Sack Lunch Swanson, I think, is the nickname for him.
There you go. There you go.
2nd and 11 here for Perkins County. 3.5 to go in our fourth quarter. Perkins County should mention them. They'll be 5-3. They'll get into the playoffs. Probably won't host, but should get a playoff game there next Thursday. Shotgun snap. Jaden gives it. Seam across the 30, picking his way. He'll dive forward to the 25-yard line. Get 6. Set up 3rd down and 5. Patient runner. You mentioned that early in the game. Seam kind of waits for the seam, dare I say, for the second time today, and does a good job of just being patient.
He does. He does. And then he's got a little physicality to him on the end.
Yeah, good looking back at 190 pounds.
Right. And as far as Perkins County, you know, there's the way their schedule's set up, their 3 losses, I think, are to an undefeated and 2 one-loss teams. Is that correct? Sandals Valley and
Bridgeport. Here's 3rd down and 5. They
beat Bridgeport.
You're right. Here's Seam down the sideline to the 15, ushered out, but he'll have the first down. You're right. Sandals Valley and also Dundee County Stratton.
Right.
You're right. Yeah. So a first down run for Seam. 2:27 to go. And Plainsmen keep the drive alive. They mark it at the 11-yard line. It'll be 1st down and 10.
So I don't know. I guess I haven't looked at it enough to know. I've looked a little bit to try to anticipate maybe who some potential opponents for the Irish could be, but I didn't really see where Perkins County fell in that alignment.
1st and 10 from the 11. Quarterback keeper right side out of the gun. Jaden to the outside, cuts inside, falls forward. Late flag comes in as he comes down at the 7-yard line. Whitecap threw that one. Haven't been many of those. This is going to be a hold on Perkins County. It'll bring it back.
Yeah, and as you said, it was fairly late. It must have been kind of right on the end of the play.
They're talking to the guilty party here. They're going to move it out to where maybe he went down at the 7. Clock at minute 58.
He got pointed out in the end. I think he was contesting the call a little bit. So now I think everybody knows who did the whole thing.
Three penalties, 30 yards for the Plainsmen, who will close out the regular season 5-3. But they should get to the playoffs again. Long history of getting into the playoffs is Perkins County. 13th qualification next week when they get in. It'll be now 1st and about 15, back at the 17-yard line. First down at the 2. Shotgun snap for Jaden. Seam right side. Seam slips one. Gets a gang tackle at the 10. Goes down there after a gain of about 7 yards. Minute and a half now to go in this one.
Really good penetration there by Isaac Irish, but there was just a lot of space and couldn't get him corralled. But it did allow his teammates to close. So good aggressive play there by Isaac.
2nd and 9 at the 10-yard line. Minute 15 to go in this one. St. Pat's, Perkins County, right now 42-0 Irish. End of the 3rd, Maxwell up big, 34-6 over Sutherland. That second half really blew open. There's 2nd and 9. Quarterback keeper Jaden left side hit and bear hugged and thrown back. Excellent play there on that left side, far side for St. Pat's defensively.
Ben
Melton on the stop.
Yeah, really. That was a good play because Ben was it over there. I mean, the flow, they'd been running pretty consistently to the near side here to Seam, and they countered with the quarterback there, and I think if Ben doesn't make that play, he probably scores.
30 seconds to go here in the game. It'll be 3rd down and 8, ball at the 9-yard line. Jaden, shotgun snap, back to throw, looking end zone. Toner can't haul it in at the goal line. It was there, went through his hands, and it'll be 4th down now and 8 at the 9-yard line for Perkins County with 10 seconds. Clock's running. And Perkins County, I think, doesn't look like they're going to run a play, or maybe coach is going to call a timeout. He will. He'll take a timeout with 1.3 seconds to go and run one more here. And we'll see what Coach Collins draws up. You know, and for Perkins County, it was a situational play. You're really practicing for maybe a scenario next week in the playoffs when you have a 4th and 8. And why not get your guys on the sideline? Drop a play that you like and see if you can execute it.
And I think he'd like to score. I mean,
sure.
Nobody wants to get shut out. They'd like to stick one in here.
So we'll see what the Plainsmen can do here. St. Pat's, though, going to finish the regular season 8-0 and get into the playoffs for the 15th straight year. What a run that's been for the Irish, but obviously high expectations for this team. Obviously this game, the enthusiasm is a bit tempered by an injury to Jackson Roberts. And obviously that's a monumental injury for St. Pat's, and that'll catch the attention of all of D1 across the state. No doubt about that tomorrow.
Yeah, it will, and you know, he's a guy that's been such a big part of what the Irish have done over the now 3 seasons that everybody's really aware, and that, you know, if he's not, if he is.
Here's a 4th down and 8. Back to throw. Jaden rolling right, looking for the end zone. Time runs out. Throws incomplete. And a defensive stop there for St. Pat's on a 12-play drive will end the ball game, and St. Pat's gets a win, 42-0. We'll continue that thought after the timeout on Jackson Roberts. But a final here against St. Pat's wins it 42-0 over Perkins County. Our quick stop post-game show next from Knights of Columbus Field.
A proven track record of success. It's what you expect, and that's what you get from Lindemeyer Law Office of North Platte. With more than 130 years of combined legal experience, the attorneys at Lindemeyer Law Office have handled it all with personalized and aggressive representation both in and out of the courtroom. Attorneys Robert Lindemeyer, Amanda Spikert, Kent Florum, Shantae Durham, and Kent Turnbull are ready. Having the right experience in court is critical. Call Lindemeyer Law Office at 308-534-6740 or visit flatrocklaw.com.
Floating in a livestock tank down Nebraska's waterways. Carhenge, North America's largest man-made forest. The only state where every home and business is served electrically by locally owned public power utilities. These things are unique to Nebraska, which is why we're proud to live here. Learn how public power helps power Nebraska's good life and get registered to win a uniquely Nebraska prize package by visiting publicpowered.com.
Whether you're at the work site or on the trailhead, you need an ATV that goes above and beyond the expected with the power and performance to work harder, technology to make every obstacle easier, and a time-tested promise of quality and dependability. When duty calls, you need the 2022 Honda 4Trax lineup. Available now at Budke Power Sports under the big red roof right off I-80 North Platte. Then you'll learn how life is better on a Honda ATV. For riders 16 years old and older, Honda recommends that all ATV riders take a training course and read the owner's manual thoroughly.
We've got the putting your family first.
Are you looking for the right dentist for you and your family? Phelps Family Dentistry has you covered. Dr. Lene Phelps and Dr. Kelly Hansen will make sure your family has the healthiest smile. Whether it's dental cleanings, fillings, same-day crowns, or total smile makeovers. Call our office at 534-4040 or visit us at phelpsdds.com to schedule your family's next dental appointment. And go Irish!
Putting your family first.
Welcome back to Knights of Columbus Field, and welcome into our Quick Stop post-game show. Just around every corner, fast, easy, and convenient with 6 locations throughout North Platte. Also locations in Ogallala, Hershey, Grant, and Imperial. On the road to everywhere, it is Quick Stop. A final here from Knights of Columbus Field. St. Pat's wins it over Perkins County by a score of 42-0. Irish and their regular season a perfect 8-0, and they now get ready for the first round of playoffs, which will be held next Thursday. They should host a game, should be the number 1 seed in the West bracket, and opponent to be determined. There are several D1 games tomorrow, so you won't know that until Saturday morning or maybe late Friday night, but certainly a game of interest. Maxwell up big over Sutherland. They very well could be the 16 seed. That could be the matchup, a rematch of just a couple weeks ago. Tanner Struckman, Bill O'Malley, Coach. You know, you were finishing a thought right before that last play about Jackson Roberts. Obviously, this game, a lot of positivity, and boy, defensively, the best we've seen the Irish play all year. A little bit of a damper, obviously, losing one of your main two-way starter and all around one of your best players.
Yeah, it's tough, and you feel so bad for Jackson. I mean, you can go back to a year ago. You know, he was used really heavily and stood up very well. You know, he's a guy that's going to take a lot of hits because you depend heavily on him carrying the ball. But you know, he made it all the way to late in the season a year ago and got injured, and so that was a disappointment. And so now you have sort of potentially the same scenario. Yeah,
don't know obviously the situation for him, but did go down with a leg injury there in the second quarter, and we hope the best for him, obviously, to be able to get back. And you know, if you're the Irish, I mean, if it's not too serious of an injury, I won't speculate too much on that, but you're hoping to be playing 5-6 more games, so, or 5 more games, so you hope that maybe at some point he can get back. But now, it's kind of, I'm sure what coach is going to say, it's next man up. Got to find a way to, and James Hybergs, I thought, was admirable. 8 carries, 62 yards and a touchdown, had that big 1 carry. And so, next guy up, and the system doesn't change.
No, I think you just have to keep doing what you can do, and I don't think you see the Irish change what they do. You just have to maybe shuffle the deck a little bit personnel-wise, and you can never say that if you're playing without somebody of Jackson's caliber that you're just going to pick up where he left off. But it's going to be incumbent on a number of other guys if he's unable to go to pick up that slack. No one guy's going to be able to do what he was able to do for the Irish, but you hope as a group you can pick up the slack.
Couple big positive. Go ahead.
Well, and I do wonder if they'll be curious to see if he's unable to go, how they might do with the backfield if Will stays in more of that fullback role, or maybe they shuffle things around a little bit and get him in the I-back role a little bit more to get him to the outside. I don't have any idea about that, and we won't know until they're sure with what Jackson's situation is.
Oh, and you hope you can get Jackson nicely back. I know he's working his way back. He would be a big weapon in that backfield as well for St. Pat's. Couple positives, though. You had, through the air, the most passing yards in quite some time. Couple touchdown passes at Trushinsky to Moats. And then also defensively, as we mentioned, was outstanding.
Yeah, I thought so. And I know I said it during the second half call, but I thought the defense even tightened up more after the injury. And I think guys realize, hey, we've really got to be solid here. We don't really have room to give up much. And boy, they were good. Just solid all the way around. You had described that the Plainsmen had pretty good success in their passing game, and they just weren't really able to get anything going in the passing game whatsoever.
We'll detail that in stats. We'll have Coach Brent Oppenkamp with us. Thanks for the time. We'll see you next Thursday night.
Look forward to it.
Coach Bill O'Malley here with us, and we'll get Coach Oppenkamp here on the post game as the Irish win this one again, 42-0, and St. Pat's ends the regular season with a perfect 8-0 record. Coach Brent Oppenkamp, Coach, thanks for coming up. I'll start with your guys because defensively, 10 yards at first half. At one point, I think, with your starting group, I think they held them to 4 yards. Most of that, they started that drive at the 7. It ended, I think, around the 7. That was almost all their offense all game. So defensively, this had to be your most impressive.
Yeah, I was really, really happy with the defense. They thought you look at Perkins County, and it was a little bit hard to scout because it seemed like every week they were with a little different philosophy. And then last week they were so beat up, we weren't sure what to expect. But I thought the kids really did a nice job of understanding what we wanted to do and kind of, schematically and through formations, what they were going to try to do to us. So I thought the kids really had a good preparation during the bye week. You're never sure with those bye weeks. I thought this time they really responded well.
And, an exclamation point with your secondary group there.
Yes.
Made that starting group, go all the way down the field, took 8 minutes off the clock,
right.
12-play drive, and you stalled them at the 7-yard line.
No, that was big. And those kids, they practiced hard. And that's one thing you can do to keep your program successful over the long haul is give them chances to be in situations like that. So that's a high leverage situation and kind of a pucker factor for everybody. Those kids are better because of it.
St. Pat's 42-0. Obviously, offensively, you did a lot right, and what stood out to me was through the air. Trushinsky 3 for 6, 75 yards, 2 touchdowns. Obviously, the late dramatics there of that first half touchdown. That was a heck of a throw, and there's some nice tosses today.
Well, and Sam did a nice job, and one of those just underthrew it a little, bounced off the kid's helmet. If that ball's another foot higher, that's probably another touchdown in there. But you did some nice things in the passing game. Sam has come along so far, just in his footwork and his throwing mechanics, and really has had a tremendous season so far. And you mentioned that 8-0. How about that? A regular season undefeated doesn't happen very often.
Right.
District championship's a good thing. So, but no, Sam did a really, really nice job. And, we talked about it that last drive. I was kind of mad, and we weren't sure. We thought maybe we'll get into halftime, regroup up 21-0. I said, we got 2 timeouts, so we wanted to at least, and plus it's good practice to when you might need that to win or tie a game.
Sure.
So, yeah, we're excited about the way Sam's progressed, and I thought Brecken did a nice job. William did a nice job, and, we have a lot of really good football players.
Little did you know you'd get 2 more drives out of that final 2 minutes and 2 touchdown passes to go up 35-0. Hey, and on passing attack, I also got to give Sutton credit because that was a heck of a throw on 4th down.
Under duress.
Yes.
I mean, yes, it was. It was really
Crossed
nice.
his body and everything.
Yes, no, I agree. Sutton Tickle's going to be a really good football player for us, and he's had a good JV season, and we like, he helps us obviously a lot in special teams with his strong leg. We joke about good Sutton, bad Sutton. When they start at the 15, that's good Sutton.
That's good Sutton.
Yes,
that's right.
And if I could have bigger pockets, I'd have Scooby snacks for him or something. So, but no, we like our kids, and Sutton's done a good job for us. But that was very impressive. He was under heavy duress and managed to get the ball off, and we like that.
Regular season wraps up 42-0. Talk playoffs in a moment. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask, though, about you. Obviously, the elephant in the room, and Jackson Roberts goes down with a leg injury there in the second quarter. It didn't look great, just from our vantage point. But can you tell us anything about him? I know, obviously, it looked like he left the field at one point, and so
sure.
Wish the best for him.
And I really, can't comment. We don't know the severity of it, and it certainly is concern to our guys and our coaching staff. Jackson literally is a generational player. He is one of those really, really special kids. But that said, maybe we might have to look a little different, but we're going to be okay. We got a lot of good football players and a lot of kids that know how to win, and so we're going to get back to work, and we'll find out whatever the docs say. I've seen diagnoses be wrong, positive and negative, so we're going to hope for the best, keep Jackson in our prayers and, and his family. But, it's not a good thing, but we'll see what happens.
And only benefit is he's a junior, so it's not like this would be it if his season was done. So you hope the best for him. We get it back.
Well, if you remember last year, our last regular season game in the first quarter, he kind of had a freakish injury up at Valentine with a collarbone deal, and so he's kind of snake bit that way. But here's to hoping that maybe things aren't what they seem to be.
Right. 42-0. Now into the playoffs. 15th straight year, and going to be the number 1 seed likely in the West, and should host a game next Thursday. Maxwell was up big, so a chance you might see the Wildcats again. But either way, playoff game at home, those are rare.
Yes.
2 years in a row you get that.
Yes.
And you got a chance to really make the playoffs, potentially run through Knights of Columbus for quite a while.
Well, you always worry about that 8-9 game.
Sure.
And to tell you the truth, though, it's not all bad to go on the road for the quarters. Because generally your number 9 team is going to be a little easier than number 4 team.
Right.
So you go there and win, hopefully, and you come home and have the really slobber knocker here at home. But we'll play whoever, wherever, until they take our ball and tell us we can't play no more. We're going to keep showing up, and I love the way our guys are approaching things. I'm excited for this playoff run, and it's going to take a good team to beat us, Tanner. So
looking forward to the playoffs next week. Thanks for the time.
Thank you, Tanner.
Coach Opticap with us on the postgame. St. Pat's again wins this one 42-0. We'll throw through the postgame numbers. They're brought to you by Condon Signs. Condon's is North Platte's only locally owned full-service sign company. Condon Signs creates custom monument signs, pylon signs, commercial awnings, and much more. They'll also service your existing sign. Quality and knowledge since 1991. Visit them on the corner of 8th and Vine or at condonsigns.com. Numbers for St. Pat's: 312 total yards, 224 on the ground, 88 through the air. Individually, Jackson Roberts, 8 carries, 78 yards, a touchdown and a fumble lost. 9 for Will Motes, 69 yards, 2 touchdowns. Sam Trushinsky, 4 carries, 11 yards. 2 carries for Mason Giebler, 2 yards. James Heinrichs, 8 carries, 62 yards, a touchdown, career day for him. And Thomas Gale, 2 carries for 2 yards. Trushinsky through the air, 3 for 6, 75 yards. That's a career day, 2 touchdowns for Sam Trushinsky. And Sutton Tickle, 1 for 1, 13 yards on his only completion, his first pass attempt of the year. Brecken Erickson, a catch for 15 yards. Will Motes, 2 catches, 60 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And Thomas Gale catches his first pass of the year, got 13 yards on that. 1 turnover for St. Pat's, 12 first downs, 2 penalties for 15 yards. Meanwhile, for Perkins County, total of 80 yards. Again, the bulk of that coming on that last drive. I think 64 of it coming on that last drive. 16 carries for Seam, 84 yards. Dawson Jaden, 8 carries, 4 yards. Weichert, 3 carries, loss of 1. Toner, 3 carries, 3 yards. Foster, 6 carries, 3 yards. And Potts, 1 carry for a loss of 12. Jaden through the air, 1 for 5 for a loss of a yard. 1 turnover, 5 penalty first downs, and
a total of 3 penalties for 38 yards for the Plainsmen, who dropped to 5-3. They will be in the playoffs, though. That's a pretty well good guarantee for Perkins County as they'll get ready now. I don't think they'll host, but I think they'll get in and be able to play a playoff game there on the road next week. Get your final 42-0. St. Pat's with the victory here. It's 9:01 Central Time. You're listening to KODY North Platte with translator K291BW North Platte and 106.1 FM CT Computer Services on the corner of Phillip and Willow, offering Tune-Up Tuesdays, where all in-shop services are half price at CT Computer Services. Technology solved. In our postgame, let's get our Swift Auto Center play of the game.
It's time for the Swift Auto Center Irish play of the game.
Gonna give 2 options here, with number 1 being a big carry by James Hyriggs, fresh off the injury to Jackson Roberts.
1st and 15 here, back of their own 28-yard line. Single back set again, sweep right side for James Hyriggs to the 30, James to the 35, to the 40, foot race to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, Hyriggs down the sideline to the 10, to the 5, Hyriggs, give him a touchdown! James Hyriggs, 51 yards, and the Irish get a big one from the junior for a touchdown!
That was play number 1, but the play of the game and maybe the play of the year so far for the Irish.
They'll put 1 wide on the far side, 1 to the near side. Under center is Trushinsky from the 35, back to throw. Trushinsky steps up, he'll throw air, end zone deep, corral, it is caught! Oh, what a play! Will Moach snags it! Holy cow! 35-yard touchdown pass! Sam Trushinsky.
Sam's going to have to hold for the extra point.
He's going to the locker room. We got 1 play to run, but what a throw! And what a better catch by Will Moach. That might be the play of the year for the Irish.
Sam was going to the locker room as that one was getting celebrated in the end zone. He came back and held a successful extra point there, and that might be the play of the year. Will with a really good hands catch. He had to really put his hands out and catch that one. Nice job from Will Moats. Time now for our Allo Fiber player of the game. The Telecom home team, Allo Communications. They take tech to the next level with products and services that provide its fiber fans with an all-star experience. If you're ready to up your internet game, go to allocommunications.com and get Allo today. Got to be Will Moats, the senior. 9 carries, 69 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, 2 receptions, 60 yards, 2 touchdowns there. Will Moats gets our Allo Fiber player of the game here today. All right, it's going to wrap it up tonight from Knights of Columbus Field. Join us Tuesday. St. Pat's volleyball back in action. They'll be in Sutherland. Good luck to them at the SPVA tournament tomorrow on Saturday in Grant. But Tuesday we'll carry that Sutherland Triangular here on Husker Radio. And also join us next Thursday for playoff football. St. Pat's will host a playoff game. Opponent to be determined later on this week. We'll certainly get that announced once we know it. But again, it'll be a playoff game next Thursday night right here at Knights of Columbus Field. Big thanks to our video producer, Brecken Collins, Coach Kevin Dodson, and Brent Oftenkamp for the pre- and post-game chats, and also to Bill O'Malley, the best in the business, in our colored commentary today. I'm Tanner Struckman saying so long from Knights of Columbus Field. Your final, St. Pat's wins it 42-0. This has been high school football on Husker Radio.
This has been coverage of North Platte St. Patrick's Athletics on 1240 AM, 106.1 FM, KODY. For a copy of today's game, contact the station at 308-532-3344. And for a full list of upcoming broadcasts, go to huskerradio.com. This has been a Husker Radio production.